Hi, everybody. It's your friend Corey at Mighty Mushroom or Mighty Mushroom with your normal bad lighting and bad video. It's what we do. I'm going to get a chair. Oh, I'm going to get a chair and I'm going to put on my hat.
Backwards. By bending it over and over again. And the wires just snapped.
That was loud. I am in the Matrix. Are you in the Matrix? You're mute. Oh, sorry. So, I just got back from eBay Open, which is a really valuable event in a lot of ways. You get some benefits. You might take some losses. Life is a gamble sometimes. So sometimes you just have to take a risk and see what happens, right? That's part of what we all do. So if risk taking isn't part of what your comfort zone is, like reselling things that you find in the wild, or even retail arbitrage, for example, it may not be the best choice. There's a lot of ways to assess risk, assay risk, and make determinations about risk that can lower, the likelihood of you not being able to survive as a merchant on the web. I mean, I refer to it as the web because I've been here a while. For me, it's the web. I say web-based applications. Hi, Kayla. How are you doing?
I'm awake finally.
Looks like you're back from the eBay Open.
What is that?
It's not closed. It's open.
Oh, okay. Then yes.
Excellent. Well, we got to hang out a lot during the eBay Open. That was really, really nice, or eBay Open or whatever you want to call it. It was really cool. Got to connect with people.
So many good people.
Yeah, so many good people.
Oh my gosh.
And, so many interesting connections, so many cool stories. And I'm going to be very, very honest. I spent most of my time trying to get more understanding about how eBay works and how to interact with the platform in a way that goes beyond myself. I'm really looking for ways to adapt to the changes on the platform and be able to assist with that. Also create the best platform that we can. And I had some conversations that I didn't even know I was having, and later on, then I knew. It was a weird social labyrinth for me, because last time I went, nobody knew who I was, nobody. So I had to make every connection in a different way. This time, I didn't even have enough time. There were so many people to talk to, and so many things to do, and so many ways to connect. So, yeah, that was really, really an interesting part of it. The social media aspect that just completely changed. Because, I mean, you and I don't know each other that long, right? I mean, you met me after eBay Open last year, and the only reason that was is because I was like, I got to come on social media. So when people are there, we have already connected. We've already done the base groundwork. I know who you are. You know who I am. And then things kind of grew differently and faster than I thought. So then it was like you know who I am, but I don't know who you are, So that was a little bit interesting. It wasn't on a super high level, but I'm sure there was a lot of people who just knew who I was and didn't talk to me, So that was also kind of weird. People were standing around. I'm like, hey, what's up?
I think there's definitely a lot of people that are more introverted also and don't feel comfortable going up to people, even people that they want to talk to. I hope that, those people were able to connect with the people that they wanted to.
Yeah.
Because that's really what this event was for, and I'd hate to hear that there were people that wanted to make those connections but just weren't able to because.
Yeah, and maybe that's practice for next year. Keep your business going and realize that people who were there to connect. That's why. Okay, most people. Some people were there for their own prestige and these ridiculous reasons, which are absolutely silly. And I definitely experienced that issue. Like, it's funny, like bigger people, like people with higher followings who like have certain reputations, like they expected me to know their name, and I never gave anybody that privilege. Like, you need to introduce yourself to me. I'm sorry. Anyway, I forgot to load the chat, so
I already did, and I put the link.
no, but I have to do it right now, so I'm going to mute myself so we don't hear the video. I wanted to make a video, so I just had to like mobilize very quickly. So hold on one second.
Mobilize. Yeah, but I had an amazing time meeting people and spending time with the people that I already know and like, and then meeting a decent handful of new people that I didn't know, but now I do and also like. And then I slept all day today because I was up. I didn't sleep last night, so I could catch my 4 a.m. flight home today.
I popped out this damn chat and it won't do its thing.
Hi, guys.
What's up, dude?
Hi.
Good to see you.
And who is Shannon that just popped in? Shannon, we see that you're here, but I can't see.
Let's have an impromptu version of stories, and you have to tell everybody your Gucci story, including Nicole.
I think we're here for it.
You guys, this is like amazing. This is like,
it's awful.
There's so much shade. It's like the shade
there when it happened?
ever. It's like it rained shade.
So a bunch of us went out to a really nice dinner on Wednesday night. And after dinner, it was kind of me and Corey's goal to find the Gucci store.
Yeah, we knew there was a Gucci store.
We knew there was one there, and we literally walked all over the Bellagio, and we couldn't find it.
It was really your idea, but I really wanted to go.
You were in, though. You were super in. So finally, we walk around, and we find it after a lot of hype. We're very hyped.
So like people are like, we're going in different directions. We like, these casinos are huge, and it's at the Bellagio. There's like fountains and Picassos and shit. You know, like, over the Picassos. Like, we're doing the thing.
Yeah, and I go live on Instagram because we're having a good time, and I want to show everybody like what we're doing. And you know, now the people in chat are getting into it, and they're like, "Where's the Gucci at?" So finally, we get to the Gucci store, and we're like. It's like Mecca, right? We're like, oh, we walk in and it's beautiful. And
dude, their product selection was fucking peculiar.
Oh, yes. But in like a super fashionably fantastic way.
Some of it. I would say 20%.
Some of it's a little weird.
Fucking awesome. The home runs were home runs, but
some of it's a little weird. But I think that's kind of that's the shtick, right? That's what they're going for.
Camera in there, like.
Yes.
The pink was, anything that was pink was pretty cool.
I think that Gucci has like two sides. They have the side that like mass appeal will buy, and then they have the side where it's like Jeffree Star fandom is buying.
Which is what I'm looking for, by the way.
Like the weird shit, right? That's like, you're buying it, it's like your one piece of Gucci.
I mean, some of that shit look like I should be using this as a fishing lure to catch like wild bass.
It would probably work. But I decided we're in Vegas. I've been doing really, really well for myself lately.
You've been working your ass off.
Yes. And I wanted to treat myself to a pair of Gucci sunglasses. I love sunglasses. I have a lot of pairs of very nice sunglasses. That's my thing. So we found a pair that we all agree is like the Kayla sunglasses. And I finally, so I asked and I'm like, okay, how much are the sunglasses? And he goes, I think they're $420. And he goes, let me look them up. And he's got this little like Palm Pilot from like 1992. It's probably an iPhone, but it looks like a Palm Pilot. And he looks it up and he's like, yep, they're $420. So I go, okay, let's do it.
I didn't. Okay, that's that part I didn't see. So that's an interesting.
No, you weren't there. Yeah, so I said, okay, all right.
very integral to the purpose of this story.
Yes.
Though. That is the crux of the puzzle.
So to the same person that just gave me that quote, I say, all right, I'm going to buy them. Let's go. Let's do it. So he takes them and goes into the back because they've got a sensor on them. These are just a store sample. He's going to go in the back and grab like a new in the package pair of sunglasses. And he comes back out like 2 minutes later and he's like, actually, they're not $420. They're $540. And at that point, everyone who's with me,
I started laughing. I just started laughing. I'm like,
what? And I was like, you literally just told me they're $420.
Yeah, like that's why I asked you to get them.
And he goes, yeah, well, that's not true. I'm sorry.
But just like that too, like hard shade. He was like,
yeah, I'm sorry. I was incorrect. And I go, how are you incorrect? You just looked it up on your thing and said it was this price.
It's like exactly what you said too.
And he goes, well, I'm sorry. And he just kept saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. But not offering, like, I'm sorry, I can do this.
He was
there
more
was
like
no offer of,
Gucci's not going to offer you, like, some sort of, like, they're like, if you want these, you can take them for this, or don't. We don't care.
Yeah, so.
Exactly.
So right before that, so these are like, I don't know, these are like 7 years old or something. These are Gucci sunglasses. They're fucking real. And I was like, dude, like I broke the lens in Vegas, which really hurts my feelings. And I was like, hey, dude, like I want to get these repaired. Like, what's up? And he's like, yeah, it's like 6 to 8 weeks and something. And he kind of
and then Corey's like, okay, well, how much is it? And he goes, well, it depends.
But didn't do anything to figure out.
Like, it depends on what? Like, is it $100 or is it $10,000?
Yeah, exactly.
Give me a ballpark.
$100 sunglasses. So, like, I'm probably willing to pay a certain amount to have them fixed.
I should also add, we were all dressed up that night because we just came from a very nice dinner.
I was wearing like $1,000 shoes.
We weren't in like flip flops and like.
You weren't barefoot?
No, we just came from a super, super nice dinner and we were all dressed to the nines. So, like, we just spent $1,000 on dinner.
Yeah.
Okay? So we were fine with going into the Gucci store and buying something. And it wasn't the fact that it cost more money that bothered me. It was the fact that they weren't willing to do anything about it. Like, it was like, nope, this is the price. And so Corey was even looking at another pair of sunglasses and contemplating buying them, which were what, like $600 or something?
Then they were like about the same price. Like
yeah. So we're like, we're about to spend around $1,000 here. And you'd rather just say, sorry, bye. No. And he's like, I'm sorry. I can't do anything. I can't help you. And so Corey's like, I want your card. And the guy was like, okay, fine. Here you go.
I was like, can I have your business card? I was like, who's your boss? I need his business card too. Like, I just want to know. I want to talk to the guy who hired you.
I understand. And this is
I don't need you to spoon feed me tapioca, but like if I ask you to fix my fucking $800 sunglasses like that I bought from Gucci, you should fucking like, I mean, maybe that's not a lot of money to some people or so. I don't even know. Like,
and I understand that Gucci doesn't have to give discounts.
If I walked into Louis Vuitton, I promise you they would have taken it, verified that it was real, and figured out how to get it fixed.
And that would have been the smart thing to say, like, oh, let me go take a look. Yeah, look, I looked up in my
I'm going to play, like, the other side because I wasn't there and see this, but I'm also thinking about, like, they're like, okay, they're in Vegas, right? So I'm sure the Gucci Vegas store is much different than, like, a regular Gucci store. And this guy probably deals with a ton of assholes coming in and trying shit on all day, saying they're going to buy it, not actually buying it, like. And then, like, so he's probably gone through hell as a salesperson, and it's just like, I fucking hate my life. Like, I want to sell you these glasses. I can't do anything about it. I'm sorry. Like,
I agree with you.
I think that it's like, just it being in Vegas and dealing with, think about how many people must have tried on glasses that day. Like I can't even, or just came in to take a picture of themselves. Like I'm in a Gucci store.
I agree.
But
I also like, I had literal like credit card in hand, like, okay, go get me the box. Let's ring me up. I think that's a little different also than like, oh, I want to take pictures of me wearing.
No, and I think the difference is like he actually like price checked them first.
Yes. Yeah, dude, he even like verbally price checked them.
The hard shade, right? That was like everything that happened before that. Like where it was like, you want something? I don't fucking.
And it had nothing to do with the price. To be honest with you, I wanted these so badly, I probably would have paid that. It was the fact that he just came back with like $120 more.
Or even if he came back and he was like, look, I'm really sorry. I told you the wrong price. Like, I can't change the price, but like, I'm extremely sorry. This is the actual price, and showed you like, hey, look at, like, here it is. Like, I can't.
Yes.
My fault.
Anyone should or would expect that. Right?
And even if he said, like, you know, we're Gucci, we can't discount. Like,
but he gave no explanation. It was just, I'm sorry. He said, I'm sorry, but it wasn't like a real, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Corey even said to him, he goes, so you're admitting this is your fault? And the guy said, yes. Millennial Mouse said, like, he even say why the price was different.
I was never rude to the guy. I just held him accountable to what he said. That's it.
Yeah.
I really don't feel like I was rude at all to the guy. But it was, I'm like, dude, who the, like.
We were just kind of in shock.
Yeah, it was like shocking. Like, I was like, oh, this is the.
Yeah, no, I think his behavior was like crazy. I just want to remind, like, I don't think that would like how Corey's like, I guarantee you if I walked into the Louis Vuitton store, it'd be different. Like, you don't know, the Louis Vuitton store in Vegas could also just be exhausted and like.
I bet they are.
I saw them sitting at a desk with several customers working things out. Yeah, they had desks for customers to sit down at and like deal with their purchases and review merchandise, and it was happening on multiple desks. Certainly.
Millennial Mouse wants to know if he said why the price was different, and he told me I looked up a different pair of sunglasses.
Yeah, I was like, this is like Pretty Woman. Like, I feel like I'm in the movie Pretty Woman.
Right.
It was really weird.
It was really weird. And it was like, okay, I guess I saved myself like $500, but I was definitely trying. But now I'm like, well, I'll just go on eBay and find them. And that's what I told him too. I guess I'll go find them on eBay. But now I'm afraid all the ones on eBay are fake. So
I know.
So much fake Gucci shit.
I know. And they're like $199. I'm like, girl, that's not real. I don't think that's real.
Did you get my message? Oh,
yes.
That Poshmark listing is live.
Yes. Should we buy them?
Share that.
And then review them on the show?
Share it and buy it.
What are you? Oh, did you not send it to me?
No, we did. It's the Gucci shades. The guy taped the G logo on the middle of the sunglasses.
Oh my God, you guys. I just came from Goodwill and I was looking through the rack and I swear to God, I didn't take a picture because my phone like died in the store. You guys can verify this. There was a shirt. The tag was cut out and someone had put a piece of duct tape and wrote like a fake brand name on the duct tape.
Wow.
But they had made it so it like went where the old tag was. Like you can see like the edges of the old tag and they like sealed it up like it was like real. And I was like, this is duct tape.
They're like, good enough.
Oh my gosh. Oh, my brain is
jello.
Yeah, dude, like so full of liquor and experience that like, oh my gosh.
I can't see the link. Where did you put it?
For what?
The Hangout.
Oh.
No, you said the Gucci thing.
Oh,
it's in the chat. Just scroll up a little bit.
Yeah.
Wait, like the group
in the text chat.
Oh.
Scroll up like 5 sentences or something.
Oh shit! I found it.
As you guys know, this is an open forum. We do this for everybody who is watching.
Why is this a thing?
Dude, it's live on Poshmark. Can somebody screen share this?
I'm buying it. Where's the actual, like, I'm going to buy this. I'm
there is the thing, and I'm gonna send some invitations. If you can't join this click thing, like,
is it under like men or women's? What's the category?
Probably men's.
I don't know. Let me, hold on. Jonathan sent that to me, by the way.
What? Oh, you already bought it?
No.
No, Jonathan said I was buying it. I'm never giving you. It's all right. Because sometimes we fuck with him and we buy the shit.
It? Did Jonathan buy it?
I think he did because I was just trying to buy it and won't let me.
Aww.
Come on.
No, it's right here. I got it.
All right.
Oh,
All right.
It has 37 likes. What else does this guy have in his closet?
Are we just gonna
I
drive
never
some
made that.
traffic
Like, I
out?
didn't even look. Like, that's so funny. Like, I love you.
I bought it. It's fine.
Guys, you guys are the best.
Here, I'll show you.
Anyway, so if you've seen this show before or not,
I literally just said it's okay if he buys them because sometimes we fuck with him and we buy the shit that he wants.
I bid on one thing. I bid on one of his. I'm not going to say what he collects because then people will start bidding on it. But I bid on something.
Some weirdest shit. No one else will bid on.
It was for $1, and it was just to see if like he noticed.
You did.
These are the whoever it was that asked in the chat.
Oh my god!
These are the sunglasses that I wanted.
Oh, they're so good.
Yes.
Why? It's
They're
like a
fantastic.
popsicle. It's like a popsicle in the middle of summer.
They're like.
Kayla, can I tell you my story today?
Please.
You
Okay.
should also you tell. I'm going to tell a story too because it's funny.
This is a funny story that happened to me. It's about bad customer service. Like, let's let that be the theme.
Okay. I love that.
So today I wanted to do something nice for you because you've done nice things for me. And like sometimes you just like to surprise your friends with something nice, right? And so I ordered flowers for you. Okay, you didn't get any flowers today, did you? No. So I ordered some flowers for you. And then I got an email and it said that they couldn't deliver them today. And they told me to call them. So I called them and I'm on the phone with them. They're saying like, sorry, we can't get them to you today. They're giving me all these excuses that I'm also like looping them out of. They're like, we're canceling it before 3 p.m. And I'm like, it's 1:30. And they're like, no, their time, not your time. And I was like, their time is the same time as mine. And like they just kept like looping me through all this stuff. And so while they're talking to me on the phone, I just ordered from another company. Like I literally was like, I don't even care what they do right now. They can never even refund me. I don't want and tell Kayla to burn the flowers when she gets them. Like I was so
Don't even enjoy them.
like I was already so angry at this point. I was just like, why is this like you're lying to me? Like I'm a really calm person when it comes to like customer service because I've been on the other side of things and I'm really understanding and
yeah, because you learned from me, right?
Yeah. And so like but at this point it's the first time I've done it in a long time where I was like, I can't talk to you anymore. I need to speak to your manager. Because you're lying.
Ooh, she said, let me speak to your manager.
And then she put me on the phone hold for like 15 minutes.
I am your manager, B.
The manager finally was just like, I'll get him to her tomorrow. I was like, yeah, whatever. I already ordered from another company. But then,
compared to my
flowers today from another company?
No, I don't think so.
No, you did not, because they texted me at 3 p.m. saying, I'm so sorry, we cannot deliver the flowers until tomorrow.
I am running.
What?
And
What
I
is
looked
it
at
with
you
flower
and was like,
companies?
this is a joke. This is a joke. So you have 2 sets of flowers coming to your house tomorrow. Good luck if they show up. They might not, because apparently these companies are not true to their word.
Well, thank you. Possibly in advance if they do show up. I will let you know.
I'm going to send you copies of the receipts so you know that I'm not lying about this.
Well, that way when I make my video exposing you for
it's
for the fake
quite
flowers.
an elaborate ruse.
I texted Corey. I even told him, like, whatever, the first company sucked. I'm buying your flowers for, like, today and tomorrow. So she'll see it 2 days in a row flowers.
Oh my god. Just keep them coming all week long. We'll just do.
I used to order myself when I worked in downtown Portland. I would order myself flowers once a week. Like I had it, like I ordered them like months in advance. Like I would just, whenever I had extra money, I would just spend them on like ordering flowers for myself. And so like all these office girls who were always kind of mean to me would always be like, "Oh my God, Nicole always has flowers." And I was like, "Yeah, what?"
You're such a social engineer.
I love it.
But it makes it's interesting what you can do to make people like. Oh God, I should stop saying this on the internet.
Yep, probably.
Social engineering is how hacking started, right? Like before there were computers, people would like hack networks by just talking to people and getting information. Information is the basis of hacking itself. So,
well,
like,
these girls were mean. They were really, really mean to me.
Yeah, fuck mean people.
And I was the receptionist person when I first started at the job, and then I got moved. But like, I just because I'm like a lower level than you doesn't mean that you get to be mean to me. So I just made it seem like I had a fabulous life.
I usually try to be mean to people who I think are on a higher level than me, so I can just bring them down.
I try not to be mean to anyone if I can help it.
Dude,
I can't always help it.
Who am I mean to? I'm just fucking kidding. God damn it.
Who are you mean to? Can I make you a list?
Yeah.
Hi, Mal.
Hey guys, how are you?
We're good.
Good to see
I
you.
was just eating my my bun-free cheeseburger from McDonald's.
Oh, you're like Corey.
Yeah, I'm doing now the keto thing.
You're hard. She's been on the hard keto route.
Did you
Although
guys see the
Corey enjoyed
McDonald's?
some bread the other night, though.
Dude, I totally ate some bread and it harmed me.
Then we ran out of bread, and Corey and the waitress is like, "Would you guys like some more bread?" And he's like, "Yes." He was like a hard yes on the bread.
And then I didn't eat it. I just looked at it.
He wanted to smell. It smelled really good, though.
No, I couldn't eat anymore. Small amount of bread I ate was.
Did you guys see that news article about McDonald's recently?
Oh, Lord. Now what?
You really want to know?
No, probably not.
They found human feces in a bunch of the product, and like hundreds of people got sick from it.
Oh.
Mal's
Yay.
like, okay, thanks.
Jubilee.
Okay.
As she eats her burger.
That's fucking gross.
Lovely.
And it wasn't my news. It was on the news itself, okay?
My story tonight is about, it's not about eBay Open, because if you want to know about eBay Open, you should just like connect with me through Instagram or whatever, and we'll talk about it. Because I like gained some extremely serious insight about how eBay functions and how it interacts with the space around it.
Even honest bread now.
Dude, I wasn't on acid, so like.
Oh, God.
Woo.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell the story about Cocaine Bear right now.
Like the meme?
Yes. Have you heard of this
Right.
meme?
Of course.
Like, okay, I'm like an old dude and I work on the internet. I don't explore it, right? So like I am unaware of most YouTube things that happen. I was in my basement when you guys met me, right?
Yeah, in the bunker.
That's
Yeah, I thought you were a serial killer.
I'm out of that basement, like physically. I'm still in that basement a little mentally.
A lot bit, yes.
So I really want to tell the story of Cocaine Bear. Do you know the story?
I mean, I don't think I know the story. I know what the meme is.
It's so crazy. So like, there were these dudes that were like driving airplanes in low airspace in the East Coast to get cocaine from like the Caribbean, like the Bahamas, and they were dropping these bales of cocaine into the Appalachian Mountains, right? And a fucking bear found a sack, like a 20-kilo sack of cocaine, and ate all of it.
Oh my God.
Like all of it, right? And then died. And then they did an autopsy of this bear, and its stomach was like distended like 40 inches out of it. Like, this isn't funny for the bear, okay? But it is insanely ironic, strange, and rare. So, Cocaine Bear is on display at like this restaurant, and there's a whole story. It's like a plaque.
Wait,
on the
what?
bear. The Forest Service found the bear and did an autopsy.
I know, but they kept it and put it on fucking display?
They stuffed it. Yeah.
Oh, this is fucked up.
It's a black bear from the region. It's not like a grizzly
But you know
bear.
what? Like the last 2 hours of that bear's life were fucking amazing.
Dude, it ripped. It was like Van Halen, dude. It was like doing the air guitar.
That bear died hella happy.
Cardiac arrest.
Well, he didn't stop eating it. He just kept going because he was like, what is this? What is this?
All of it. They didn't find any cocaine. Like, it ate all the cocaine, right? So in its stomach, there was like several kilograms, like 5 kilos of like undigested cocaine. But a bear doesn't eat that much. But it like did something to its limbic system or something where it just like was compulsive and it just ate it. So then they found the bear. They did an autopsy. They found the cocaine inside the bear, and its heart was like exploded. Obviously, it's like hearts were damaged, and they stuffed it, and they just like put a plaque on it calling it Cocaine Bear. And then maybe I think the office that like the government office that it was in like closed or moved or whatever, and people acquired it probably through auctions. And it's like in this restaurant with this plaque that says Cocaine Bear, and it tells like the story of the Cocaine Bear. Isn't that insane? Like they dropped it in the forest, a bear found it, ate it, died. They did it like so before it had like decay, like it was probably on like a trail. You know, they probably dropped it near a trail so people could find it, right? Well, bears hang on trails because that's where people like drop food and so I mean it is perfectly like
That's so terrible.
But it's so crazy too.
Okay,
like
wait, so how is this your story though?
Cocaine Bear.
I mean, I guess it's not his story. It's a story.
A story.
I thought you were telling your I thought this was like a tell a story about yours. It has to be your story.
No, I just think stories are good.
So, Nicole, you could have told a story about Cocaine Bear, but you missed out.
Well, I want to redo.
You can have one. Mal, like, what's going on? You want to tell us a story?
Oh, I don't really have any good stories. I just wanted to hear about all
we only have one over there.
Well, it doesn't have to be your story. Tell us a story you've heard in the past. I heard a story about how Facebook lost like $180 billion. That's a good story.
That's a great story.
Where did the money go? That's how bubbles work. Where does the bubble money go? Can anybody explain where that $180 billion went?
I can tell you that I don't have it.
Because it didn't exist, and that's how bubbles are made.
Right.
Like,
everyone is like, Mark Zuckerberg lost about $15 billion. And it's like, well, like it just like, it was in his vault and he was like, Donald Duck or Uncle Scrooging around, and then like it wasn't anymore. Like he jumped in and it wasn't there. Like,
surprised.
Where did he keep $15 billion? Like this is it?
Yes.
There's no answer.
There is an answer. It's called speculation, and so this is my prediction. And if you don't have any like assets in cryptocurrency, just like get $1. Find out how cryptocurrency works and get $1's worth. Figure out how it works, because I believe a tech market crash is coming that will dwarf anything that's ever happened before. Like eBay laid off tons of employees. And I said this like weeks ago. Oh, geez. Oh, dude, that's really crazy. Did you see how that froze?
Yeah.
Okay.
The government doesn't want you talking about
The government doesn't want you to talk about how the stock market's gonna
I know
crash.
the next story because I listen to conspiracy stories all night long.
I predicted a tech crash
You did.
like a couple of weeks ago when eBay laid everybody off.
Yeah.
And I said it on this show.
Well, you said it at the thing we were at together. So I'm not allowed to say the name of.
Oh.
We were shopping.
a particular place where you shop.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Please don't tell people about that.
I almost did. Okay. So
I was like, okay.
You totally called it, and you know that. I mean, that means Facebook's going to lay off a mass amount of people, right?
Yes, and fear, uncertainty, and doubt have just entered the marketplace. Those things drive crashes, and we have non-market conditions like markets open at certain hours, and like things aren't going to happen like they happened during the last bubble because there are controls. But it's just it just delays the end effect, right? It just like the protections on the market might actually create more panic.
I think that it's going to be very interesting. We're due for another like the depression we went through.
Yes, we're due for a market correction, both
right
across all asset classes. Like interest rates need to rise.
Mm-hmm.
Real estate prices need to stabilize or drop, and tech prices are like Tesla's at like 26x. Like, how? Like, what sound investor would even be involved in that kind of thing? Seriously,
it doesn't. It's not. It's like a non-existing number. Like these numbers that they like. How did Facebook lose 100? Like where I can't grasp this because it doesn't make any like.
So they lost the GDP of an African nation in a day.
It's like the biggest. I was reading about it earlier. Like it's the biggest drop in history for like one company or something.
They're not a relevant marketplace that provides value. So like,
Instagram.
Let's talk about that.
Well, no, because Facebook and Instagram are like under the same
umbrella. Right?
That's the only thing that is saving them now.
Yeah.
They own WhatsApp too, which is not like a big thing here, but
they own a ton of they own a lot of things. Like
that should scare you even more that they are diversified and tanking.
They own a lot. I listened to a podcast recently that was talking about one of the like Facebook will literally just buy companies and not even change them, just like Facebook just eats them alive, basically.
Yeah, they incorporate their acquisition and financial model. They keep the company, but they convert it into their financial zombie, right? Yeah. But that can only last a certain amount of time. Like, you need to produce, like, coffee is for fucking closers. It's Glengarry Glen Ross, bro.
What does that mean?
That's row. Coffee is for closers. Like, you don't drink until you make it. You don't there's no free coffee in here. This is fucking America.
Oh.
America.
That makes sense.
That doesn't mean I'm not going to give you coffee, but like, there's a lot of people who won't give you coffee. Like, I was in a taxi last night, and the first thing the guy asked was like, who's paying for this? You know? Who's paying for it?
Right.
That's it.
Did anyone gamble while you guys were there?
That should be my story. But look, it's a good story. Can I tell my real story now?
Yeah, and then I want to tell a conspiracy theory that I heard last night because I want to know if you guys have heard of it.
Okay. So I walked up. So the minimum roulette bet was $15. I put 10 on black and 5 on 21, which is red. And I hit 21. And that's the only bet I made in the casino.
Lucky. Good.
I pulled the money off the table. They were like, please don't leave. Like, let's keep going. Let's do this. And I'm like, where's the cage? Like, give me my money. So that was like 150-ish, whatever, and then I tipped the dealer like $10 or whatever.
I love it.
Jonathan was standing right next to me. It was like magical.
You were so pumped. You texted me in the middle of the night, like, I just won money. You were so excited.
I mean, it's like 36-1, and I just popped it. That was
and then we talked about how like 21 is my personal favorite number because it's 7 and 3, right? And 7 and 3 are like super good numbers. They're really positive numbers, and so like 7 3 times is 21, which makes it the best number.
It's always my special number.
And 2 + 1 is 3 as well. So like I always like break.
And I love 10. Like 7 + 3 is 10, which is the base of like the base of like that numerology, right? 10, 100,000.
Exactly. 21 is a beautiful number.
Yeah, and I popped it on the first roll.
Does anyone else do that weird shit where you like break apart numbers and like do weird things with them?
No. No, I don't.
I'm so glad you're friends with me, Kayla.
I don't do any of those things. And then I played with like $50, but I just did like little poker machines and shit. Like I just go to like dabble. I don't go and like throw a bunch of money down. Like Ty was having fun with blackjack and like really going at it. But like that's too much for me. I don't like to gamble my money in that regard. I like to gamble my money at the thrift store.
I said I have $100 to use to like play the whatever I want, and like we were just walking around and I was like, oh, let's fucking do it here, like give me the $100. Like, so I put the $100 down, he gave me the chips, and I put one bet and I won, and I was like, awesome, I just beat the odds like magnanimously. Why would I ever put any more money on this table? The goal was to win. The goal was to win, and I did, so I'm leaving.
And then you wanted to buy Gucci, but then they said no.
Yeah, fuck Gucci.
Okay, have you heard about the Twitter voicemail conspiracy theory?
No.
I love it. I love the sound of it.
But I want to.
Fucked up shit. It's like literally like last night I was freaking myself out so hard because I literally just like watched conspiracy YouTube all night because I was bored, and that's what I did. You guys, so there's a thing. It's called I'm not gonna explain this well. It is Twitter voicemail. Basically, this account on Twitter that's not like a very active account posted a voicemail that he got. Corey, what is that?
1981.
And the voicemail was this weird and cryptic. It was like a bunch of numbers, and like it was like 12 minutes long though. And so someone on Reddit tore it apart because the internet's weird like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they figured out that it was the coordinates that that airplane that went missing, the Malaysia airplane.
Mm-hmm.
It was the coordinates where the Malaysia airplane went missing.
What?
No.
And they think it's like the black box recording somehow got transmitted to his cell phone.
What?
But it doesn't end there. So then this account is just like, he posts like a week later and he's like, says something about like how he's freaking out. There's people taking photos of his house in the middle of the night, and like, and then the account's gone.
No.
Yeah. And then the account is gone. And then there's like another account that gets like linked to it. And like all this crazy, crazy stuff happened. And then they end up thinking like Reddit breaks it apart like all these crazy ways. And they start breaking it apart. And they think that in the voicemail recording, they hear people saying, leave, get off the plane, be careful, they're not human.
What?
And they think it's like aliens like on the plane. No, but like that shit like, and then like if you listen to the last recording of the dude, the like guy, the pilot, when he's like signing off, they break down the last recording of the pilot signing off, and you hear like halfway through it. So in the beginning, he's like super clear, like all his words are very like put together, normal. About halfway through the conversation, it starts to where he says like starts like making all these like he's like stumbling over his words. And then in the last sign off, you hear something like if somebody is obviously in the cockpit with him, and there's another voice that says something that's like inaudible, like, and right before the pilot says good night, and then they never hear from him again.
Your wiener.
I mean, we already know. I don't believe anything about anything, but
dude,
I do enjoy it. I do enjoy listening to it, and I enjoy freaking myself out about it.
I don't believe it, but like it freaked me out so hard.
I think it's interesting though.
I have like I have a story from Portland where I saw something really crazy.
You told us about that. I remember that.
Have I told the story live?
I think so.
You can tell us again. I'm gonna shut all my windows while you guys are on here with me.
I used to live in downtown Portland, and one night at the time, my friends came over, and like I lived at 12th and Clay. It's called the Clay Building. It was an old brothel that was like linked to a hotel. And I don't know. This is like I'm looking for the report right now because it's really cool. Because the guy who is like the foremost like expert on UFOs responded, which he never does, and gave me information about like other people's sightings that happened in a chronological order up the west coast of the United States. This really fucking happened to me. So we're on the balcony of the Clay Building. We're at the top. Like I lived on the top floor. It's only like 5 floors or 6 floors. I don't remember. Like I barely remember anything because like I drink too much. Okay, so the that night, like I go out to smoke a cigarette. It's like 2 in the morning, maybe something like that. And there's a giant ball of light in the sky. I mean, this thing it's huge. It's elliptical and it's moving at just like a droning speed, kind of like this. And there's buildings downtown, so like we can't see the full, like the entire horizon. So then a second one comes out, and I'm like, okay, this is not an anomaly. These are moving at the exact same speed. This is crazy. So we're like the hair on my arm is standing up, and we are like trying to figure out what these things are. I have a telescope in my living room, and like we're looking at this thing, and it's like just like emanating this pulsing like red and like green, like crazy. Like it wasn't just fire, you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't. It was something else. So it's like emanating these crazy light colors and like really something at the core of these things, right? And wait, the craziest thing is a third one comes into view, and they're moving, and like so we're in a balcony like this, and they're moving across the horizon. So when the last one moves across the edge of the building, so like the building is like this, right, and we're here. So when the last one moves past, we all go downstairs, and we're watching these things, and all of a sudden they all stop. So it's not wind. They all stop, and they start just at the same speed at which they moved across the sky. They move up until they disappear. There's a dude walking his dog like right there, and it's like 3 o'clock, like I said, like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And we're like, dude, look at that shit. He's like, those are stars. And I remember looking him dead in the eyes and saying, stars don't move. Like they're fixed in the sky. And he looks up and he's like, oh my God. And then picks up his dog. And yeah.
No, he did not. He did not pick up his dog.
Yes, he picked up his dog and walked away.
He was just like, fuck this shit.
Like he was like, this is not happening. I'm going home.
Also, it's a full moon and it's super bright and creepy.
It's a blood moon also.
What does that mean?
So then I was like,
big red moon.
There is no explanation for this. So I like researched like people who like know about these things because like, I mean, I'm not an expert at anything. Like I'm just a novice at many things, you know? And so I was like, let's find an expert. And I found this guy, Peter Davenport, who ran this New Fork thing. And I can go through and like screenshot and find this thing. Or screen share and find the actual report, but it's crazy because there's just lots of reports and they're funny, like the plane's obviously moving through the sky and this and that, but it, you know, like it shows like the percentage of things that might be sightings or whatever. So he's like,
I mean,
I don't know if this is a joke, but your report is timed with like craft dropping dropping down and coming back up along the West Coast, and yours is timed with other reports that aren't linked to you. Like, I don't know if you're part of some kind of hoax or something. And I was like, that's when it got really crazy, right? That's when it got really crazy, because I'm like, fuck.
Well, I think, like, for us to think that there's nothing else in the universe is kind of dumb.
Different than being like, open space is open space. Like, what we understand as matter and space are what they are, and like who the fuck are we?
Right.
And are those like, that could be like, it could be a terrestrial thing. It doesn't have to be fucking aliens. Come on, let's like be real about that part. But obviously, the universe, the observable universe, is more vast than we can imagine. Like the vastness of the Earth is hard for us to comprehend, and the solar system even crazier. And this galaxy is something that is inconceivable, but the universe as a whole and the way that it's connected is like something even like, I don't even, it's amazing. It's incredible.
You know what else is amazing? Our friend Reezy.
He got into the Vayner. He did the.
Yeah. I'm not gonna. It's not my story to tell, but
no, it's not.
He put it on you. Like,
congratulate him.
Yeah, he put it on Instagram, so I feel like the cat's out of the. I've known for a little bit, so like the cat's out of the bag. We can talk about it and say that we're proud of him. Yeah. And if you didn't see his Instagram,
proud of him, even though he doesn't like me.
He fucking loves you. Are you kidding? He got on Gary V's office today.
Ooh, that is so crazy.
Do you know how long since the day? Do you know mine and Reezy's story? Like, do you know how we met or like anything?
No, I have no idea. I'm sure it's similar to how we met.
No, not really. So back in the day, I did a podcast. So I did YouTube for a while.
Podcast?
Yeah, and it was really successful, actually. I did a podcast when I left YouTube, and then instead of coming back full force, I did a podcast for a while, and I would interview people on my podcast, and I put, where did he go? Did you just leave? Like, I'm trying to tell you
I'm listening to you right now. I have to walk over here.
Oh, okay. So I put on Instagram, hey, like, who do you guys want me to interview next? Because I did all these successful interviews. I did like Posh Hanger and the Deal Queen, basically anyone who has a large following in our community is just because we've been around for years. Like, I really feel like it's not some crazy thing. Like, if you're just joining today, give it 3 years and you'll have the same following as me. Like,
yeah,
you stick around. Most people die off, right? Like, most people end up like cycling through. It's usually about 6 months, and then you'll see a new round of people. There's like 10 people who haven't died off. That's why their accounts are bigger. There's no secret sauce. There's none. It's all time. And so anyway, like all the big accounts that you see now were around back then, and I'd interviewed all of them, and I was like, who do you guys want me to do next? And Reezy kept getting put on the list, and I had no idea who he was. He, like, someone tagged Reezy Resells, interview him, and then he answered to it, and he was like, yeah, let's do it tomorrow, 3 o'clock, or something insane, which is like, now that I know him, is totally meets his personality completely. And I was like, okay, like, sure, let's do that. Like, I don't know who you are, but let's do it. And so I ended up like getting him on an interview, which was only scheduled for like an hour, and it ended up lasting, we stayed on the phone for I think 4 or 5 hours. And then I think we just
I love like the confidence gamble, you know, like that's why I love this show so much, like for the same reason, that like confidence gamble, you know?
Yeah. Wait, what? Where did your face go?
I turned off the thing because I was eating a piece of chocolate.
Can I see you? It's super, you have like a very like, descriptive face. I don't like talking to you without your face.
Okay. I'm sorry.
But so Reezy, I met him because he basically was like, not. There was a lot of people getting like, hey, you should do this person and this person and this person. But no one was like responding back. I would have to like reach out to them and say if they wanted to do it and all of that. Reezy literally just like commented back when someone tagged him. It wasn't even me. It was like, yeah, let's do it. Okay. And I was like, oh. And that is something I feel like a lot of people should learn, is that if you want something and like you see you have an opportunity, you should take that opportunity and not wait for other people to give it to you.
Absolutely. You should take it, but you should also take it with the you'll be able to give value back. Like, you can't just take it. You have to take it to give. Right?
Yeah, and Reezy's really good at what he does. He's extremely good at networking, and he's extremely good at talking to people. And
I don't like many people, and I instantly like him. Like, I instantly was like, I think, like, I know that your persona is different than it is online, but I don't care about that. Like, I don't approach the persona. I approach the person.
yeah.
People often approach the persona, which isn't the right thing to do.
Right. And I mean, I just think it's like a good lesson in general. Like, I started doing what I do because someone told me, didn't give me the answer I wanted to hear. And I was like, I'm just going to do it myself then. And I think that, like, I heard a quote, I'd never heard it before. I heard a quote this week, and it was like, if you don't have a chair at the table, if they don't offer you a seat, pull up a folding chair or whatever.
Yeah, bring a folding chair. Like, be prepared to renegade.
Just do it. And it was just like, yes, 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 yes.
I agree. So Reezy, like, there was this odd connection between the social media aspect. Then Reezy comes in, and then you guys do the show, right?
Yeah, you should listen to the interview. It's actually really good. I still have it.
Podcast? Because I didn't know you had a podcast.
Yeah, I did a weekly podcast with Joe, and we would talk about eBay. We would go over like different subjects. We wouldn't go over subjects like, how do you do this? It was like, this was our week on eBay. Let's review it.
Yeah, it was definitely like a week in review sort of
thing. I like that though. I like weeks in review.
And you'd go over like, well, this is what we sold this week. This was a really cool thing we found. This was something we thought was amazing but didn't sell well, or and it was just like the entire week.
Yeah, and like, we did questions at the end. So I'd put a thing up on Instagram and we'd answer people's questions. And like, I think it was fun and it was good. And then we started doing a weekly show just like live instead. It was the same exact format as the podcast, but we just filmed it and put it on YouTube. We had to host the podcast, which was actually kind of expensive because like the more views the more your views are, the higher it costs to like host things, right? Like with anything, like I have an email list. The email list has X amount of people on it. The more people it's on it, the more I have to pay per month. Like nothing is free, and people don't understand that. So doing the podcast was fun, but it started costing us money. And so we had to find a way. I don't know how to get like sponsors. So, like that, we're not like advertising on our podcast, so we did it on YouTube so we could get AdSense revenue and stop paying the cost to host it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
But yeah, so you should listen to the Reezy episode. It's really good. And
tell me what the name of your podcast is.
I don't know.
It was just State's Place, wasn't it?
They're all on. They're not on. We took them off iTunes because we didn't want to pay to host them anymore.
Where do
I find them on YouTube? They're still up. Look up. Here, I'll find one.
Thank you.
I'll put it in the chat.
Like, go watch it. I don't know how to find it because I'm old and dumb.
Actually, I don't want people to look up State's Place.
Trying to keep the Boston accent.
That's fair.
Doesn't matter. Anyway. We'll
find the first one that pops up is the interview with Reezy. So
cool.
There you go. I'm putting it in the chat.
Great. You don't have to talk. You can just come. and just be present. It's fine. You don't have to say anything. There's no expectation of anybody who's joining this like forum. So just so you're aware of that. If you want to voice, it's here, but if you don't, it's fine too. Okay, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, so the podcast. Blah, blah, blah. Where are we going from here?
No, we were just talking about how cool Reezy is, and I just thought it was funny how I met him.
I was really proud of him. Like that's been one of his like aspirations, and he did it. You know?
Oh, that's why, yeah. So on the podcast, he talks about how that's a goal of his, and this was November 21st, 2016.
Oh damn! So he was digging that mine for 2 years almost.
But people don't understand that. They don't get that.
No, but they don't understand how value systems work, and they're like, I want to spend $1 today, tomorrow, and it's like that's not how your job works. That's not how your life works, and like they invent these scenarios about what we do, and then they hold themselves and other people accountable to those ridiculous standards. They don't even have to experience the assay. So yes, I agree with that.
Yeah. So like, just like people who have big followings, it's just they've been on there longer. Don't give up. Like, don't stop. Yeah. And like sometimes, like, yeah, Reezy got to do this cool thing today, but like, please remember that 2 years ago he was talking about how he would be doing that in the future, and he knew it. He didn't know how he was going to do it, but he knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, but it didn't just happen. Like, he guided it for a year.
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's his story to tell on how it happened, but like, it was a long road.
Yeah. I mean, business is really difficult. I mean, it is the safer and easier play to work for somebody else. That's why most people do it. You know, it's really hard to work for yourself. Some days I want to stick my head through a brick wall. Things like, sometimes, like, when nothing goes wrong, that's what you expect to happen. But when there's a stack of things that are, like, just messed up, it's like...
How was Kayla?
Yes.
How was the Guy Raz BHFO interview?
I left.
What?
It was a little bit...
It wasn't that great.
What?
I really enjoyed his speech beforehand.
I love
and I thought he was a great speaker. I didn't think the interview was that great. I didn't think the questions were that great, and I didn't
engage each other.
It wasn't engaging,
and he wasn't really listening, and it was a little bit of a mess to me.
Yeah, so I heard actually quite a few people say that it was not just.
But his like, he curated this little list and talked about it, and it was really cool. It was based on his own experience, but it was like they didn't. It was almost like they never talked before, so she just started talking at him.
Yeah, and then his questions weren't applicable to what she was saying.
Yeah, it was a little bit strange.
It was a little disjointed, and I left early because I really had to pee, and I met a lady in the bathroom, and she's like, "Oh, you bailed early too?" And I was like, "Oh, kinda," and she's like, "I did not enjoy that." She's like, "I had to go. It was not that entertaining." And I happen to know this person, and they're a women's fashion seller also. And
that's why I stayed. I was like, I wasn't gonna stay for. I was like, oh yeah.
I have a theory. I've watched every interview with BHFO that I can get my hands on because I aspire to be someone like her. Right? She's old school, right? Like I don't think she has a mindset of like everyone can have everything. And so in her interviews, that kind of comes across because she's protective, right, of the information that she has. And I also believe this because I was talking to an executive once, and they were like, "Oh, like BHFO, like, oh yeah, but I don't know how much info like Cindy or whatever her name is like would want to give away."
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting her to be like, "And this is how you have a business like me."
No,
I don't know.
I expect like the third largest tech company in the world to really create engagement. You know, like that's what I expect from them. And when it doesn't happen, I'm like, eh.
I think that was missing from a lot of aspects of the convention.
Yeah. I really thought it was a different conference, certainly, than it was last year. I feel like there were so many more eBay employees the previous year, but maybe there's just a feeling. Maybe there was just less sellers. I don't know. I talked the ear off of every person who worked at eBay. You know, I didn't care who they were. I just gave my perspective.
Right.
You know, that's all. And I think it's important. One of the core things that I was like trying to communicate. Well, two core things were like communication and like communication and confidence. I'm like, they're very linked, right? It's hard to have confidence without communication.
Do you think eBay Open was worth it? Virginia asked.
I think this is what I've said. I think people should temper their expectations of what they should expect from it. If you're going to network and meet people, have fun with your friends and meet some new folks and get a chance to network with other businesses and network with people who work at eBay, I think that's great. If you are going because you really want to learn a lot from the seminars and the talks, and you don't have much interest in the networking and social aspect of it, I think maybe you might be disappointed. But I also think that depends on what your level is and what your current capability is at running your store. I personally feel like I did not learn anything new from the seminars that I attended. And I feel like it was a lot of rehashing of things that is kind of common sense for anyone who's been doing this for any period of time. If you're a brand new seller, you might have gotten a lot from these seminars, but I'm not so sure how many brand new sellers are spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars to fly out to Vegas to go to eBay Open. So I feel like there was a disconnect. And I think that word has popped up a lot from people that have talked about the convention. There was a very big disconnect and a gap between what people wanted and what was provided.
It's like aim for a connection with eBay in a different way, and that's why they come. There's certain there was a huge percentage. There's a very large percentage of people who are just like nested sellers who just like it's their thing. That's what they do. But there is such an opportunity for the trading of ideas and innovation that is that you just couldn't get anywhere else. And I don't feel like they took advantage of that.
Yeah. I really wanted to see more engagement.
I listened to like Scott Cutler doing a interview at Open, he was like walking around doing it. It wasn't like a one he did on stage or something. He like was doing this weird like interview thing on Instagram, actually, of all places. And he said to Bob Cuppins,
Yeah.
Bob Cuppins, and they were talking was the interview. Like they were talking back and forth. But it was obviously scripted. And like because it was like
get away. That's like I don't want that.
Right. I was like, you're on Instagram. This is supposed to be like behind the scenes. It was like an IGTV. That's what it was. eBay for business. Anyway, he said that 60% of the people at eBay Open are first-time sellers. And then Bob is like, what does that mean? And he's like,
what does that mean?
people who are like new to the platform for the first time.
I think there's a difference between people who are new to the platform and people who are here at eBay Open for the first time.
Yeah,
like those things are not mutually exclusive.
They don't see that,
dude. That is ridiculously ignorant.
That's so dumb.
It's so dumb.
But obviously, because he's sitting here on Instagram TV saying most of the people here are brand new sellers.
I didn't meet any brand new sellers.
And you know why he's saying that? Because eBay knows they have a problem with, like, it's like a thing.
Seriously, like over 200 people. I have no idea how any of these people even know who the fuck I am. But I had like 200 people come up to me, talk to me, like share stories, like share insights, take pictures, and like I was like kind of like pseudo keeping track in my mind, and I was like, I don't have time. Like I don't even know what to do. It was really weird. It was totally weird.
I would say of all the people that I met, I probably met 2 or 3 people in total that have been doing this less than a year.
I don't think there was anybody.
And even those people I would consider like very tech savvy and have done similar kind of things.
Yeah,
I don't think I've met anyone who's like, well, I've never really heard of eBay before. Let's sell on eBay.
Not for new sellers.
No.
It just isn't. Like, why would the new seller even think of why interacting with eBay would be a good idea?
Yeah, why would you spend hundreds of dollars to go to this?
I go to eBay Open to gain a better understanding about how the company works and how they will possibly move forward in the future, because I'm actually trying to build a business model that is hyper scalable, and I really need to know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to build a multi-million-dollar business. I know it starts with $1 million, but that incorporates things that are expensive to develop, and I need to know what the fuck they're doing. Otherwise, I can't do it on their platform, right? So I had this quote on the wall. If anybody saw it, if you already know, I posted it on Instagram. I deleted it because it didn't have the whole thing, but I took some other pictures. But I mean, the basis of it was like seller confidence drives, like basically, like sellers' confidence in the platform drives their growth, and it's like, what are you guys doing? Like, what's going on? Like, why would you say, okay, we have a new payment system, but I was talking to an eBay employee about like payment systems, and I feel like he wasn't listening to what I was saying, because I was saying, like, I want diversity in payments, but why would you diversify payments while taking away the main payment processor from that diversification? It doesn't even, like, that thought pattern means that like there were these things that were coming together which were not being communicated by. It's like there were like spokes on a wheel that had no like it didn't have a hub, you know? So that frightens me a little bit, right? Like,
here's my question, and I think this is like a very, like, I think my personal opinion is that if eBay is not making money, if sellers are not making money, correct? eBay needs sellers to sell things because they don't sell their own products.
They don't sell anything besides, they don't even sell shipping. Pitney Bowes sell shipping.
I mean, they sell ads, but that's not going to pay their bills completely. They need sellers to be successful.
They don't have to sell ads to make money. That's fucking annoying, by the way.
But like, eBay has to have sellers be successful on their platform to survive, correct? Yeah. So why are they so secretive about what they're doing? Why wouldn't they tell you so that you can be successful
and that
you can strive and that they can make more money?
Okay. So they want to have this system where there are these influencers and like they disseminate information, but that's just that's like a bottleneck, and it's a popularity club, and I just didn't like what I saw, and it like kind of freaked me out a little bit. I'm like, why not disseminate information through everybody so they can disseminate information through everybody?
What are you talking about?
To make it easier to swallow, in my opinion.
No, I'm talking about what were they talking about influencers at Open? Like, what are you talking
I feel like they picked a certain sect of people who were like part of a clique, and those people were like presenting everything and doing everything.
Oh, at Open?
Absolutely. Like, I totally felt that way. Yeah. Yeah.
I noticed that they had, here's the other thing is, like, they had like a VIP for the party last night. Like, a bunch of people went earlier than everybody else, and they were just sellers, and it was like, why are these people there and not everyone else? Like, and that was the only thing I saw that I was like, this doesn't make sense anymore.
Yeah, I don't like that because
you're treating them differently.
An inclusive, like, why are these people like? Is there like, what are they doing? Like, what I don't know. Look, TM definitely. Somebody else in the chat felt that way as well. So at least one person felt that way. I reached out to eBay. This is the honest truth. I reached out to eBay after the last convention, and I said, hey, I really want to be involved in the next one. I've grown my sales by over 10 times in the last year, and I'd really like to help some other people and like look at who I am, look at where I am, and look at where I came from. I want to tell this story because I think it's valuable. And there's a lot of ways I can tell the story. You guys help me tell the story, and like we kind of like started it, and then they just kind of like disappeared. And it was like really disappointing. And they used like the quote of mine on the wall, didn't tell me, and it's like just that would have been awesome. Like if they would have said, hey, like we really appreciate like your input. We're gonna put it on a wall in this building.
Corey, I had a ticket to eBay and open, and I didn't know.
How does that?
Oh, it's you and
Yeah, that's weird.
Oh, it's Tanisha. She's there.
Oh, hey.
Hey, I see the Story family in the chat, guys. Hello.
What's up?
How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I thought you had
I was gonna comment on what you were saying. That that's what I obviously wasn't there, but looking at the videos and watching them and the people who were doing like speaking at different sessions, seemed like all personalities.
Yeah, it was a click, right?
Different influencers, and I think like my thought behind it is that since they are trying to gear towards that younger generation, the millennials, they're going for people who are big followings on YouTube and Instagram to reach those markets.
Oh,
but I feel like over half the people there, they see these people speaking and they're like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah,
like, what is this person doing?
Yeah.
Otherwise, everyone's
That didn't even know who they were, and I'm like, you gotta introduce yourself. Like, I'm not that guy.
Also, yeah, so we're in a bubble, right? Like, we're in like a little reseller bubble, and like we're like, oh, these people. I am nothing. I am one of the top people in our little bubble, right? Like, and I can say
like 100,000 people. Maybe.
Not even, right? Like, not even. And I'm not technically by like social media true standards. Like you look at Gary Vee standards, let's just use his because I'm thinking of him, right? Because he is kind of at the top of that game. His standard is 100,000 to be called an influencer. Yeah. Like if you hit 100,000, you are like an influencer. Like you're really influencing market. You're actually influencing the market and what people will buy and things like that. So anyone in our little bubble, we're not influencers. So if you want to get influencers on stage, why don't you connect with people? I have an influencer, a real one, like a friend who has 500,000 followers on Instagram. Why don't you get people like her to come to eBay Open and speak about her? Like, hey, maybe she has a niche where she's doing like social media really well. Why isn't she talking about social media on stage to us? I want to learn from people who are good at their craft, not who have a certain number of followers on the internet. Because having followers on the internet doesn't mean you're good at anything.
Especially because you can buy followers. And I'm not saying anybody that was on these panels did that. There's quite a few people that did these things that I like quite a bit. And I respect.
Same, like 100% same.
Not throwing shade. But what I am saying is like having a lot of people following you doesn't mean anything.
It means nothing.
Because if those followers are bought, then you're not actually disseminating information.
Well, and no one in our group is
having a lot of actual people following you is like the goal, but like buying followers to gain some kind of market, like some kind of perceived market advantage is totally different, right?
I might influence some eBay sellers. Like I might have an influence on like 5% of the overall eBay selling community. But But I don't have some big influence on the market. I don't have,
you have no influence on the market.
I have zero influence on the market and how markets play out. And we're stuck in this little bubble, and it scares me that eBay thinks.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I'm like, let's figure out let's that's like totally what I was talking about. Like, let's figure out how to have like fight over being like the best reseller guy ever. Like, fight over that. That's fine. But that's the scarcity mindset, right? Which there are certain people that we all know who have that, like, are indoctrinated in that mindset, and they will never get over it. Let them fight over it. And let's grow the market.
I know. So Poshmark just did this thing. It was like Posh on a boat or something, and people were upset with it because they were like, they just had a bunch of like huge influencers on this boat, and it was like, no, that's good. Like, that's what you should be doing, because those huge influencers with 500,000 or 1 million followers can influence the market and be like, hey, people go shop here. Poshmark, Poshmark, Poshmark. You're driving traffic. Don't put me on your boat. Put them on your boat. It's better for my business.
I understand that mindset. I get what they're saying.
Wait, what?
I get that mindset of like, yes, let them do it. Drive the business to me. I mean, not everybody wants to be an influencer.
Yeah, you agree with me.
Yes, I do.
I think a lot of people think they want to be an influencer.
Not I said this line.
I have no idea why I did this, and I have no idea why I'm still doing it. Like, I just don't have any clue. The base reason is it like makes me happy, and the people that want to interact with this space happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no benefit other than that. And I know it's not like a big influence, but I don't know. That doesn't matter to me. You know, it's like people are like, I want to drink beer and sleep.
Same.
I feel, and I've always felt like I haven't, even since I started doing YouTube, I don't want to be typecast as like this reseller guy. That's not who I am. Like, I feel like I'm an intelligent human that can interact with just about anybody, and I feel like anybody who is here can do that. And it's like, why would you brand yourself in a market that isn't even that big? So, but I mean, it's robust if you're a seller. Being a seller is really good. If you're a seller on eBay and you know what you're doing, you are killing it right now, because eBay is as big as it's ever been. And I've been around for a while. So I can tell you that it is the best time to sell on eBay right now. Like, you'll see all kinds of propaganda. People want to get rid of you, I promise. They don't want you in the marketplace, and they will pretend that they're your friends. But I will tell you that eBay is a robust marketplace that defends itself from market shifts. And they laid off a shitload of people. And then what happened 3 weeks later? Facebook lost 20% of its value. Come on, there's no coincidence. This is not coincidental. It's not. It's conspiracy.
eBay is, look, I try and say the same thing when people are like, well, why did you stop eBay? It's like, I didn't stop because it's a bad platform. I think eBay is a fantastic selling platform.
It has the potential to be the most technologically advanced platform ever, but somebody has to make it. Yeah.
Right. I stopped because I became one of their influencers and lost my mind.
Shit. That's the first time you've said that.
It's true. It's like, it's very true, right? Like, and that's why I needed to take a step away, because I was very unhappy, and that's not the life I want. So I think eBay is a good platform. I don't want to be on it. And that's my choice.
Absolutely.
And I think working a 9-to-5 job is a good choice too. But
is that political?
What, my choice?
Yes.
100%.
Okay. That frightens me as well, because I know you, and like, I trust you, and that doesn't sit well with me. You know what I'm saying?
So,
like,
you know what happened to me the last year.
Yes, I do.
I personally cannot, knowing my core values, sell on the eBay platform anymore.
That's
We
very.
lost 6 people to.
I have not reached that point, and I really hope that I don't.
I don't want anyone else to, and I don't think that my circumstances are very like. I don't think I can't say publicly all these things, but my circumstances are not going to be reproduced for others.
Yeah. Well, I got a heavy dose, so I heard you. I got a heavy dose.
Purple Teller says, didn't I get suspended? I did get, my account is suspended because I asked them to take me off their platform.
Yeah, Nicole didn't get suspended because she did anything wrong or anybody like had a problem with her account. She asked to stop, like she stopped selling on eBay.
Right.
When
I mean,
you stop selling on eBay and you look for a previous listing, it gives you this, because eBay is very glitchy. It'll tell you that the account is suspended because they don't know what to do with the data.
and me and eBay have a different relationship than a lot of other people. Let's just like end it with that. But I like a lot of people who work at eBay. They were literally sending me pictures at eBay. Like, I have great relationships with a ton of
That's fine.
The people who work at eBay are the most innovative and interesting people I've ever met. That's why I went back to the Open this year. Those innovative, interesting, and amazing people, and I did that. You know, like there was all this bullshit. There were all these sellers fighting for attention, and it was just obnoxious. For me, it was really obnoxious. So I just avoided that completely and like used the opportunity to really connect with eBay employees. Everybody gets suspended on eBay, like everyone. Don't worry.
Yeah, the people who are like yelling, saying who got suspended have been suspended. Like,
Holy shit, Rama.
I don't like. Here's the thing: I have
eBay employees who are suspended on eBay, so it's not.
But I think the people who work at eBay are fucking amazing.
They are the craziest, most innovative, thought-provoking people, and it's not like there's not like singular examples. They are diverse, intelligent, interesting. They hire so well, but then they don't use their resources. I was about to pull the hair out of my head. I was talking to an eBay, like a long-time eBay employee who I didn't even know was one. And I was talking about confidence in the platform, like underutilizing like this amazing talent. And I didn't even know who the guy was, seriously. And I hope he recorded the conversation. I probably said something stupid, but I didn't know who he was. So that's just fine. But
I think some of the best people at the conference were people that, like when I go places, like the last meetup I went to and I did like a little speaking thing at it, this guy was sitting next to me and he does millions of dollars across multiple platforms, and he can list, like he has the software that he uses and he lists like a crazy amount of items per hour, and he uses all of this technology to like manipulate things, right? And he knows SEO really well. And I looked at him, and if I would have judged someone based on looks, I would have thought this guy lives in a trash can, right? But when I talked to him, because you should talk to everyone who cares like who they are, I learned more from him in 5 minutes than I've learned in 6 months on YouTube. And I do YouTube videos. Like, I'm talking shit about myself right now. I'm just saying, like open your eyes, and like he was doing all these crazy, amazing things.
What you're saying is open your mind and your heart. Your eyes can deceive you.
There you go.
Yeah. But I have been through that cycle many times. I'm so often judged on the way that I look from where I'm from that like sometimes you just like do it. What?
The basement?
I'm gonna kill you.
I mean, you might actually. I wouldn't be surprised.
You know I love you. You
Right.
know that. I have a pair of scallop scissors. Look, they're scallop.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna scallop you.
Wait, okay. We are horrible. Corey and I had a conversation about how we should talk less and listen more. Let's use that.
Yeah. Dave, talk.
Hello.
We missed you guys there.
No, we really wanted to go.
But your
next-
wife's all busy growing a baby.
right?
Jeez, how inconsiderate.
So inconvenient, baby.
They're talking. They're talking. He might come early,
Ooh.
which is you know, we're all ready and everything, so that'd be good, right?
Because we're ready. That's good.
How
Yeah,
many
why
weeks is she? How close is she?
She is 31 weeks.
Okay. So she's got to stay for a little bit longer, right?
You know, they're talking. We're gonna visit it at 36 weeks.
Okay. Well, that's
So-
doable.
5 weeks? That's over a month.
That's doable.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing's happening. It's all good.
Those 4 weeks, those last 4 weeks are basically like give or take weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
It's hard to nail that down anyway.
Fluid.
My babies would come a month early.
Hazel was 3 weeks early.
Delilah and Des are
So
both 2 weeks.
glad I don't have to have babies.
Me too. I'm done.
Yeah, man. That is a brutal experience. Like,
Did I ever tell you about when I had a baby?
Which one?
The second one. The second one, I had no drugs.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah. Okay. So
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to get into my shit, but I'll tell you this one thing.
Thank
I
you.
think that some of the drugs used during birthing, modern drugs, attribute to autism. And I'm not going to go any further than that. That's my own personal thoughts. So because of that, I thought, like, I'm not going to have drugs this time because I think my body doesn't mix well with these certain drugs and I don't want to take that chance. Okay? That's why. Not because I'm some hero or any sort of other thing. I just didn't want to do it.
you don't want to take any unnecessary risk.
Exactly. And so I got a doula, which was the best idea I ever had. A doula is not someone who can deliver a baby, but they get you through the birthing process. And she came to the house and I labored all day with her. And then they were like, you have to leave and go to the hospital now. And I was like, no, I don't want to go to the hospital. Like, I'm just going to give birth here. And they were like, so no, you can't do that. I can't deliver the baby. Like but I was so comfortable. Like I hadn't cried. I was so happy. Like things were great. I labored for like a day at home. And then they had to get like my best friend Trish to come and pick me up and bring Taco Bell in order for me to get into a car and leave. And then we got to the hospital and I tried to kill Joe. I put my hands around his neck and started screaming at him. Yeah.
So just a typical day in the state household.
Just a typical day. The nurse had to separate us and she was like, he needs to probably go sit down now because I was literally like 2 hands around his neck trying to kill him.
You did this.
But then I birthed a child.
And she's pretty cool.
She was almost 10 pounds. It's fine.
Oh my God. Hazel was barely 7 pounds.
Bad drugs.
But I was in labor for 36 hours. So
Dude,
it was that.
I can't even like. Oh my God, that was like painful to experience.
Denali, come on here.
Outsider perspective.
Denali's here?
I can't even imagine, like, it's unimaginable.
Bro, tell us about the birth of your child.
The birth of my child.
Yeah, story.
I was in Argentina. So the truth of the United States is if like you're not permanent, like very permanent, things happen and we don't have fair laws that protect people from like damages to their health and their property and those sort of things. We have a corporatocracy that like rules pretty much everything. So I couldn't get insurance for at the time she wasn't my wife. The mother of my child at the time, we couldn't get insurance for her. which means we would have had to pay for the delivery and all the other stuff, and we wouldn't have gotten the care level that we wanted. So it would cost like $15,000-$16,000. So in Argentina, there's like socialized healthcare, and a lot of her friends are. Her father was like a pediatrician, and we know a lot of doctors, and like there's education is very important there, and that's the only way to be something is to be educated, right? This market isn't there. The consumer market isn't part of what they are. It's not a capitalist country, it's a populist country. So anyway, so they have socialized healthcare, so we went back, stayed a few months, and any day the kid was going to be born, at some point, and then my wife's like water broke, and I was like,
Park rail works also.
Like it hit me like there's a kid coming out of here, and I'm gonna have to take care of it probably, and I can barely take care of myself. I really can barely. Like, I forget to like brush my teeth sometimes. How am I gonna take care of a fucking child? So we'll just jump in the car and like, this is like it's.
Hey, you're in war mode.
Third world country, but it's not a first world country by any means. So it's like it's like a weird mix. So like, there's no toilet seats in the hospital. It's like that. So, dude, I don't even want to tell this story because it's fucking gross.
Don't tell us the gross parts, dude. Labor is gross.
It is.
Childbirth is fucking.
Yeah.
It's like. It's like
childbirth in America is also a business. Like childbirth in America,
it's not a business there. So we go to the hospital. My wife went through like the entire labor process in like 4 hours. Popped the child out. Like went into labor at like 8, and then had the child at like 11 o'clock.
I hate her.
Yeah, I'm not happy.
Not Caleb, me and you are not happy with her.
I'm not happy about this conversation. I'm done.
She's a beast. Like, you could like cut her finger off and she wouldn't cry. My wife is like the toughest.
She's not
like,
human.
She's definitely human, but fuck, man, she is a serious beast when it comes to like being able to take pain. And
the pain wasn't the problem. The pain was not the problem. It was the fact that it just went on for almost 2 days. That was the problem.
The pain. Well, yeah. I mean, she just like. I mean, it's just such a bizarre. Like, what the fuck? Like you weren't here before, and now you're here. The fluids, like that's so. I was early. Early on, people were like, "You're intelligent. You should be a doctor, right?" So like, I was like kind of groomed to be a doctor, and I was like, I can't stand the sight of saliva. How the fuck am I going to be a doctor, a nurse, or anybody associated with medicine? And that was like the most crazy experience because there's a lot of fluids.
There is. It's true.
Oh my god, what a burden! Oh, I know it's like I can't understand that because it's not part of my like biology or existence. But I was like, wow, that is an endurance. Like that is like climbing like fucking a mountain.
The rope was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And like,
yeah,
no one talks about that.
Not in realistic terms, I think.
I feel like the people who tell the story haven't gone through the experience, and like, I'm just like, I don't want to tell the story in that way because I can't. Like you're like, tell the story of my wife.
But you also don't. Okay, so I had someone ask me recently about giving birth and having a baby, and they said that they were extremely scared about the labor and delivery part. And I said, it really did. It went on for 36 hours for me. And it was hard. And I remember vaguely in this sort of like fuzzy way, like how long it went on. And it was painful and it was, you know, crazy. But there comes a time, and it doesn't take that long, when that is like really kind of washed over and washed away by the fact that you have this like amazing human being in your family now.
Yeah.
Like Hazel's 6.5, and it's been many years since I could like really vividly remember the bad parts of labor and delivery. So I would say to anyone who's like, oh, I want kids, but I'm terrified about, you know, pain, and it's such a short period of time in your life. It'll be gone and over before you know it. And the time that you spend stressing about it when you're pregnant lasts so much longer than the actual labor and delivery itself.
Yeah.
And then it's gone.
No way. I like to hold hate in my heart.
Okay. Well, here, as from someone
I know that about you. That's
no
why,
way.
That's why we're friends.
When people are like, "Did it hurt?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, good luck."
Fucking hurt.
See, I would say yes.
Me, and I was just watching.
Like, Kayla, you're so, that's why I love you, because you're like the other half of me. You're so practical and you're nice, and you're like, yeah, like, it's like, you know how you go to Disneyland and you make all these memories, and then like, you don't remember the whole day. You just remember these like feelings about the memories.
Yeah.
The moments.
That's how I feel about life.
And then I'm over here like, I remember almost all of it. I remember so much of my labor. My kids are going to remember it too. Like, nope.
It's all super fuzzy for me. I feel like this haze is kind of over it. And it's like, I remember it being bad, but I have to sit here and like think, like, which parts? Okay, I remember that now. It's not like I'm sitting here every day of my life being like, oh, let me talk about how painful that was again. What did you do?
I like to say things like, when people tell me how I should like parent or do things, I like to say things like, I pushed that child out of my vagina, so I will make my choices. Thank you very much.
Well, I mean, I say that too.
Elliot, I love you. Happy fucking New Year.
Sorry, Elliot.
Welcome.
Elliot said the word vagina. Is that okay?
Now, I feel like I need to tell my story of childbirth.
Oh,
You
yeah.
should.
But first, let's like vagina.
I had a butt baby because hey everybody, I love you. It's nice to see everybody. I just wanted to stop in and say
And give,
What are you doing? What are you up to? Tell us about your life. Tell us a story.
I spent 2 months in Hawaii.
Oh, I remember
I
that.
had, like 3 highlights from Hawaii that like no one could like imagine and that you did. Because I know you did. You did cool shit.
I went to a nude beach.
Hey.
Had some sun on my buns.
Hey. Sun's out, buns out.
Nobody ever needs to see that, but I let him out.
Did you drop trowel?
You got it. You know, when in Rome, you gotta, you know,
Eat salami?
what else did I see? I went to a place called Polahale, which is on as far west as you can go on Kauai, which is this beautiful beach that goes for like 5 miles, and you can drive on it, and there's whatever. That was amazing. And then just I actually have friends who live there. I have a friend on Oahu that I stayed with for a month, and a friend on Kauai I stayed with for a month. So great to see them. It was an amazing experience, but I miss my family, so it was nice to come.
That's a long vacation, brah.
I was working, man. I was working.
I always say that, and you always say I was working, and I'm gonna always say that, and you're always gonna say that.
I'm always working, man. You gotta, you know, gotta pay the bills somehow. But
pay them girls.
But
if nobody knows, Elliot was the first like guest on this show, and it was because I was on the Thrift Shop Hustlers live show. That's where Kayla and Coconut saw me the first time in my basement, apparently. And maybe, is that right? Is that right? Yeah. Okay. So there was a guy on the show called Death Piles or I don't know, Death something. They have the same name, and he was on the show, and we talked for like 2 hours after the show because he was very knowledgeable about like eBay and, you know, estate sales and garage sales and blah, blah, blah. And we just sat there and talked. And then I thought I invited him to my first show, but it wasn't him. It was Elliot. And Elliot didn't know me. He didn't know anything about me. And he took the chance. Like, he just came on the show, and like, it's actually a really good show, right?
I think it was a blast. It was a fun show, and
it was so much fun. And like, because of that, like, I am here now. If you wouldn't have done that, I probably wouldn't have continued like doing this for him. I would have given up because the guy.
I'll take credit for all your success.
The guy, I have zero success, but I guess I don't care about success on YouTube. But the guy who was supposed to be on the show, who lives here in Portland, that was that. There was somebody who was supposed to be there, and you like filled their place without even like.
Yeah, I remember we were texting.
I asked you, and you did it. He's awesome.
Man, it was great talking with you, and blah blah blah. And remember, we were supposed to have that podcast YouTube video thing tonight. I'm like, no, but what? You know, I'll go on anyway.
It was so funny because I sensed it. I was like, you're not the guy, and there was no way I couldn't find Kevin. Like I couldn't like. He didn't leave any other information to do the show, right? So it was like, oh, that was so funny.
Fucking rad. So I saw Nicole. I saw one of your videos about you're super into Poshmark, so you're just off the eBay platform completely.
Yeah, for the time being, probably for a long time.
Cool. How's Poshmark going? It sounds like you're doing really well.
Yeah, we did about 25,000 in sales our first 2 months using that account, which is good. Like, I feel like that would be hard to achieve on a platform like eBay that has a lot of restrictions for newer accounts. And I think that is. Yeah. Social media obviously plays into it, but we also worked really hard to do that.
Yeah, to transfer to a new platform is not, and to do that in 2 months and have those numbers.
You have to do it well, right? Your customers don't care about the transition. They care about getting their product. They care about getting quality product quickly at a great price.
We liquidated our eBay assets. We liquidated the eBay assets. I probably only transferred from eBay directly to Poshmark 50 to 100 items. Like, it wasn't a huge transfer. And that took one employee like a day or two, you know, like 8 hours, 10 hours maybe. So the transfer part wasn't hard. It's just building a new store, you know, like putting new merchants, starting all over. And Poshmark is a very hands-on site. Like, it's a lot involved. You need to be like sharing and doing things with your listings after you build them, and that's where that work comes in.
Is States Cray still around, or I'm sorry, I've been out of the loop.
Oh, you're allowed to ask these things. I closed that business.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's all right. It happens. I'm happy. It was the right choice, and I think like most businesses don't make it, and I'm okay with having one failed business under my belt so far. I hope to have a lot more.
Yeah, right.
I'm not seeking failures, but when they happen, you're not going to be successful unless you. It's not that you're willing, like failure is willing, but you must accept it, right?
Yeah, and I think that it wasn't even like a failure per se. It was like, this is the right decision for me to continue forward in business.
I thought it was an amazing success that was very difficult to manage. And that is an honest perspective.
You came, you saw
That's
it.
Right where we met right when that launched.
I remember sitting in my office and me being like, I don't know if this was going to work.
Yeah, that was
part of it, just the fact that it was so like labor intensive.
We got published in Forbes, and we got 1,000 subscribers in 1 month, and having that sort of inventory and labor is like, I grew it too quickly. I should have capped it, and I should have grown slower, and I should have done a lot of things that I didn't do. Growth is actually
like because it's like, okay, sorry, like you could be on the waiting list and like, but you were like, this is the now. Like we are in the now. Let's fucking do it.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't have nobody gives you a decision whether you control your growth or not. Somebody like Forbes.
Dude, if everybody ordered everything on my website on my eBay store right now, I would have to like call up every person I know and be like, please come to my office and help me pack orders.
Which is what happened. I literally had every friend that I could like muster after the Forbes article hit. The next week, I literally had every friend that ever knew me in there, like, please help me. I didn't have employees. Like I didn't have anything.
I mean, I can comfortably ship 50 to 60 orders a day in a standard 8-hour day, and that's like picking, packing, and everything. And I have 3,000 items in inventory. What if somebody's like, "Awesome, I want 1,000 things that you have"? What the fuck would I do?
Oh, I'd be in so much trouble.
Like, I would have to call eBay and be like, "Can you fly somebody fucking down here?" Like
you know, the funniest thing is, you would think there would be something if you were like, "Hey, eBay." Someone just came through and was like, I want to fill my store with the shit you have. They'd be like, let's figure out a way to help you because you just made us like $100,000. But I think they'd be like, good luck. Don't lose like top rated.
Find the help. At least like they would. I could find somebody who could help me figure out the decision.
Imagine you have same day handling. They order it all at 9 a.m.
Imagine that. I do.
That's what I'm saying. Same day handling. 1,000 items in your store.
Done.
They order everything at 9 a.m. Good luck. Have fun.
So somebody could do that and just return everything based on eBay's current policies, by the way.
Not mine. Can I tell you one of the funny things that happened at eBay Open?
Yes.
I loved talking to people, especially people that are like experienced, older, and I don't mean older age, but just have been around a long time doing eBay. eBay sellers that ask like, you know, oh, do you take returns? Do you do the free returns? Do you do free shipping? Like, what kind of things do you do? Do you do the promoted listings? And I say, no, I don't do that. I don't do that either. I don't do that either. And they look at me like I have a second head. They're like, what do you mean that you are successful at eBay, but you don't take free returns? And I go, I don't take any returns. And I don't even do, you pay for I don't take returns at all, unless I fuck up. And then, of course, I take a return. But no, and I charge for shipping most of the time. And I almost never do promoted listings. I did when they first came out because I feel like there was this initial boom where not everybody was doing it. And it was super, super beneficial. You remember that, Nicole, when we were at the beach house last year? And you were like, you need to turn on promoted listings.
Well, yeah, that was good. The good time.
It was like the first weekend they were announced, and I made like $800 in like a day and a half from these promoted listings. Then it kind of started to trickle down. And I don't run sales very often. Like, I don't do any of the best practices that eBay recommends, and I still do really, really well on eBay. So my thing that I told people was, do what works for you. Do what's right for you and what you're comfortable with, and run your business the way that you can run it. And don't worry about what eBay says. Now, if you're running the business the way you want to and failing at it, then maybe you need to take into consideration some of the things that they're suggesting in order to, you know, expand and grow. But if you're doing well by whatever standard you've set for yourself, then don't worry that eBay says, oh, well, you need to only sell red items in order to be successful.
Like, it's a robust platform that you can actually kind of engineer. And like, there are secrets that no one's going to tell you. There are certain things about what I do and how I acquire like my merchandise that I'm not ever going to share with anyone.
You might get knocked off.
Why are you so mean?
Was that a dog or a cat that you just threw on the floor?
Have you you've seen my cat before?
I didn't know if that was like a hairless cat or a...
Yes, it's a hairless cat.
Oh my God. Oh wait, no, I have seen that. I have seen the...
I was going to say, what, are you new here? My cat is 10 years old.
I just saw you like fling an animal. I'm like...
Because he won't fucking stay off my desk. He missed me so much.
I feel like we have to do like a collaboration that's Rajneeshi shop, where we just sell like crimson and violet.
Yeah, somebody already came up with that idea.
I think we could do it better.
It doesn't work well.
Wait, what?
Does this look good?
Selling only like one color of items.
Rajneeshi items.
Wait, Destroy Family did that on Poshmark.
Yeah, they do it on Poshmark. I think eBay is different, though.
Just doesn't like it needs to, like, people aren't looking to wear Rajneeshi shit on Poshmark.
No, but you have the all black store, right, on Poshmark?
Yeah, all black. It's slow going, but I think it's different than like, you know, black
Well, Poshmark
work.
is so curated.
There's that fucking cat. Look at that thing. Look at that majestic beast.
I mean, that is. He looks like a cow ball sack.
Pretty. Come say hello. Oh. He loves you.
That is a ball sack of a cat, but
Oh,
God, look at that fucking shirt.
There he is.
Oh,
There he is.
what a handsome boy.
He
It's
is.
like a vampire.
Oh,
All
you'd have to do is meet him, and you would fall in love with him.
No, I'm a
He's
cat.
the sweetest.
I love kitty cats.
I don't like anyone or anything.
Yeah, I know. He would be your associate, though, Corey. He would like to be your associate.
I mean, yeah.
He would.
He would be your associate.
He would love to be your associate. He would work for you.
I don't like you right now.
So is there anything anybody wants to know about eBay Open in the chat? I think we could answer a couple questions, maybe.
Oh yeah, there's a chat.
Dave might have some questions. Elliot might.
Chat line.
Elliot, do you have any questions about eBay Open, or like how it works, or why?
No, I was watching a couple videos. I watched some of the I watched the Rally Roots kids because they're fucking adorable.
They are, and they're just as adorable in real life.
Yeah. So I watched some of that. I watched a little bit of some daily refinement video, and just to see what the fuck was going on, and there were some good interviews and some interesting, because I mean, just as I'm like a casual eBay seller, you know, I'm not, but once you start to hear the ideas and the thinking that goes into everything behind the scenes, it just like melts your fucking brain. How much like these people are these geniuses that are building that are thinking about this platform, not just like I'm just like, oh, I want to sell some smelly shirts today, and these guys are thinking like, what is this platform going to look like in 5, 10, 20 years? So
yes.
Really amazing to hear these people talk about the platform from a user experience standpoint, a business development standpoint, yada yada. You know, so it's been very cool. Who went to the open? Most of you, some of you.
Me and Corey.
Were
Just
you
me and Corey.
watching my shit?
Dude, your shit hasn't popped up on my feed lately, and I haven't. I'm sorry. Did you do some shit?
He did so many live videos from Open.
I didn't see anything.
There's some
Not on YouTube.
No.
Oh, you were on Insta?
On Instagram.
You're not following me on Instagram?
That's weird.
No,
I follow. I mean, I follow you.
I just see the headshot that I took because it was doing.
Oh my god, it's the
headshot.
best
So I was
thing I've ever seen.
dude is the best.
Oh.
He looks like a creepy, like, serial killer, but also like an 11-year-old boy.
Look, you're
There
not.
it is. He put it up on the screen for you.
Why am I not? I wasn't following you on my other account. I just followed you.
Let me find out.
Oh my god, dude! Seriously, is this the one?
Yes, that is.
This is what we're talking about here.
Look at those dead eyes.
You look like something out of like a Wes Anderson movie. You're the serial killer in a Wes Anderson movie.
Absolutely.
You're a serial killer by accident.
This movie is called like eBay in Jakarta is the name of the movie you're in.
Did you not see the outfit?
Looking at the camera, but you're looking at the camera. It's very weird.
It's very disturbing. Like I feel
And
uncomfortable.
what's on your vest? Like buffaloes?
Yeah, like 50 pictures. They took 50, and that was one of them. And I was like, that one.
In all your heavenly glory, this is the one.
Mean, it's glorious. I feel like.
Let you keep all of them, or they only send one?
No, they only sent one.
One.
Which is silly. Like, it's not like they were printing them and wasting paper. Like, send them all.
I was like, if I really stand here and like bother you, will you send me more? They were like, yeah, we will, but like we have to do more work. So.
Wait, that's so dumb. So wait, eBay's like prize for you was a picture of yourself, but like one person.
One.
You know what? The tech company can't figure out how to email a picture.
It took like 30 pictures.
Oh, and it took forever to get the photo, by the way.
Okay, no, but like the tech do not understand the problem. They are a tech company who can't send you more than one photo because it's more work for themselves.
Yeah.
How come no one said that? Like, that's all I need to hear.
And it took forever to get those photos. It took 30 minutes for the email to come through.
Or something. I don't even know. I got the picture I got one picture like 4 hours later.
I just stole the picture from the internet and sent it to myself. In the last 5 minutes, I've done all of this. I stole the picture from the internet. I sent it to myself. I uploaded it onto another site who is going to frame it for me and ship it to a friend, and it's already done. 5 minutes less.
Did you just get that picture of Corey framed?
No, I framed the picture of Reezy and Gary.
Oh, I thought you were getting the picture of Corey.
No, that's not.
Corey, can you please put that on your business card? Please.
Reezy doesn't consume any content, so his surprise won't be ruined, but that's what I did.
Everybody consumes content.
He doesn't consume any reseller content. He consumes content from
I don't consume any reseller content.
No, I don't either.
I just like I looked up eBay Open on YouTube, and it was like 15 people saying the same thing, and I'm like, wow, that's
don't care. Not that I expect anybody to care about what I have to say about it either, because I don't. That's okay. Doesn't hurt my feelings.
This is your safe space where everybody cares about what you have to say.
Well, I'm not so sure about that, but
wait, what's
talking about right now?
No, I'm saying like everyone's saying the same thing. You mentioned like how everyone says the same thing, and I said yes, that's true, and I'm probably saying the same thing also.
Yeah,
and that's okay.
I actually don't think that's true, and that's why you're sitting here.
I don't know. Maybe I'm so humble. I'm so humble.
Humble brag. Hashtag humble.
It's about saying fuck you. Damn it. Do what I want. It's my hot body.
I can't decide if I'm humble or not.
You are. I think you are.
You're not humble.
I don't understand that term.
I think you're humble.
I came from shit, so that means I'm humble forever because I was basically homeless half of my life.
I think that you are genuine, generous, and trustworthy, and if all of those have to do with humbleness, then yes.
What does humble mean? What does it like mean?
I don't even know what that means.
I don't understand it. And I'm not just saying this to be like, I'm cute and dumb. Like, I honestly don't understand.
Humble says
on now and that
having or showing a modest or low estimate of one's importance.
Why would I ever diminish? Like, why would I reduce my value?
Why?
No, I'm not humble. I'm never like.
Why are people? Wait, no. Why is that a positive thing to do to yourself?
Well, I think no. I think there's two things here. So it says modest or low. I think having a modest sense of your own importance is one thing. I think having a low estimate is a different thing. I don't necessarily think having a low estimate of your own importance is a good thing. I think being modest about it can be a good thing.
I think being able to connect with anyone who can connect with you is like a form of modesty, right?
And
but like
people are so would happen.
Like people always talk about staying humble.
When farmers would come rolling in and just
I'm trying to like people. I want to launch rockets to the moon. I'm not trying to like I'm not trying to build a stairway.
I don't know. I kind of appreciate a little bit of humbleness. Humbleness?
If it's
that's the word?
Humbleamity?
Humbleosity.
Humbleguity.
Humbleguity is definitely the word I was looking for. I do appreciate a little bit of humble. That's what I'm saying.
If that was more important, maybe I'd be more humble.
But I also think that it's important to know and be okay with when you're doing really well and patting yourself on the back and saying, I did do this and I am successful, and that's okay too. I think that if you don't have a balance and you're completely one or the other, that's never a good thing.
Actualization versus like some kind of like, I feel like humbleness is based on common opinion, and then you have to take that common opinion and like rasterize it or process it, and it becomes this humbleness. But that is different than like striving, and like it's just different, right? It's not your own perspective anymore. Humbleness by definition, because it is based on other people's opinions. And I sing that quote by Jim Carrey, and it's like when you can wake up in the morning and be like, opinions? Like I don't even know what those are. Like I just do what I do because I know that it's right. That is more powerful than humbleness to me. And it's not humble. Like fighting for the truth and fighting for righteousness, it can't be. It's not humble, but it's the truth.
Yeah. You don't remember?
I'm ignoring all of this, and here's why.
Because she's being humble. She's busy being humble.
I know, she's like over there being humble.
She is aggressively humble.
I'm super
actively humble.
She is progressive.
Like humbleness takes into account other people's opinions.
Progressive.
Other people's opinions don't matter.
Reezy, we've been talking about Reezy tonight a little bit. Reezy didn't get into Gary V's chair today by being humble.
No. And I don't think that you need to be humble about everything at every minute of every day. I think there's times and places to have a little bit of humbleguity.
Like that definition does not make it one.
He literally like the thing is, isn't it more important to just be a good person and give back? Like I want to grow my net worth as much as I can.
That's exactly what I just said, and you're like, I'm ignoring you.
Oh, I didn't listen. I was so pissed off that humble is like a positive thing. But
I'm gonna like you're not we're never having lunch again.
Well, that's good. I never eat anyway, so we can just proceed.
She's like, it's a waste of time.
You've heard of Air Jordan? Well, we do air lunch.
Corey bought me a drink last time instead of food. He was like, you can just have this bubble tea. I'll eat this. That's fine. You've given up. Okay, first time we went out, I just got cookies. It really offended him. And so I tried to just like order food the next few times.
You cannot offend me.
I don't like to eat with other people because I like to talk. And I don't want to be rude.
I love that we are good enough friends that you don't care.
No, she still cares. Like she won't eat.
No, she doesn't, because she eats around me all the time.
I know, but like you're friends and we're associates, so it's
no, that's not true. When Corey and I have lunch, it's not the same as like when me and Kayla have lunch. Because when me and Corey have lunch, it's usually because I need to have like a business discussion with him, or
because we're associates, so it's not. You're not friends. That's why.
Also, it's really hot. No one likes to eat when it's
Oh,
hot.
it's so hot out right now. I'm dying.
Oh, don't fucking no.
We were just in Vegas, okay?
It's
We win.
117 fucking degrees.
I live in Phoenix, asshole. I know. It's fucking every day of my life is 117.
Can we just talk for a second?
Is that's all you do?
Oh.
That's literally all this channel is.
Corey, go ahead.
Corey, let me ask you a question.
Corey, go ahead. Corey, go ahead.
Elliot.
Corey, go ahead.
Elliot, it's 10 degrees hotter in Vegas, just so you know.
I know. I was there 3 weeks ago.
So take a seat.
Armpits. Elliot, these are my hairy armpits.
Oh God, I don't want to see that.
Fucking Christ. Why did I come on tonight?
I don't know. Why did you come on the first time?
That's the bigger question.
Now you're like linked. Like you're
forever. No one of these days I'm just gonna fucking hop on a plane and come up and see you.
Don't you threaten me with a good time.
It was 100 degrees in Portland this weekend, so I don't know, like, or this
today.
Oh, that must have been so swampy. Ugh.
Joe, wait, where are you at, Elliot?
I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. So we had Tuesday we hit 116.
Damn.
The dry heat.
That is harsh, dude.
Yeah. Tuesday was 116. Wednesday was 114.
You have air conditioning, I'm sure, so your power bill blows.
I have 2 air conditioners on my house, and they are both about to just tap out.
They're dying.
And even like the pool, the pool water is just, hey, do you guys want to go hop in a big bowl of piss? Oh, you know, it's just like the pool does nothing in this temperature.
Oh God, I love it.
All you have to do is like just shock it and hope you don't get like a new life form crawling out in the next 48 hours because it's so goddamn hot out there. So
I have another eBay Open thing to tell.
Do it.
So one of the people that I met with, one of the businesses that I met with at eBay Open, they had a little booth there, was Shopify. And I've been toying with the idea of opening a Shopify store for a long time. I actually went through the process of doing their free trial like 6 months ago. And then I just kind of got overwhelmed with it and didn't know what I was doing and gave up. But I talked with them while I was there about, opening the store, being able to link it to my Instagram profile, which you can then add clickable links on your Instagram photos. So people will be able to just click on your Instagram photo and it takes them to your website to purchase the product, which for me, someone who sells these products to my Instagram customers, that would be amazing. So I talked to them about it. She kind of gave me some steps to overcome my hurdles I was having. And while we've been talking for, 2 hours now, I have my store set up. I have my first product on there and it's like ready to go. It's not perfect. I still need to make a lot of tweaks to it and make it look exactly the way I want it to, but it's done. If someone wanted to go on there and purchase something right now, I believe it's like fully functional. So
can you screen share that for us, please?
My site?
Yeah.
Yes, let me just make sure I have all the like private stuff closed here. So this is not like final product, but there we go.
Look at that shit. It's a fucking website.
Fucking good. And
wow.
So I only have one item on because I just wanted to toy with it and see. But
you have to start. Like that's the deal.
There's your photos. There's any of your details that you want. And then, it's already in my.
You went to eBay Open and they
told me how to, sell things on another platform.
That's ridiculous.
Wait, is it Shopify?
Yeah.
Doesn't eBay own them?
I don't know. Maybe
eBay and Shopify are connected.
You can use them together. I know that.
Yeah, they're the same umbrella.
She was explaining to me how I can import my eBay listings onto Shopify. I'm assuming they must be connected in some way.
I did not know that. That's really good to know. Like,
wait, maybe they don't own each other. Hold on. There's something here because I remember an executive at eBay telling me, well, why would you have your own website? Like, sure, you can build a Shopify, but it's the same hardware that eBay uses. So you're doing the same thing.
Well, they did say everything was importable. So I would be able to go and download my whatever file it is from eBay and import it into the Shopify store. And it's pretty much going to take whatever products I want.
They use the same hardware or whatever.
Database?
Yes, they use like the same thing. And so I don't know if they own. Yep. What you need to know. No, they just integrate some. They don't own each other, but that doesn't.
It says Shopify, Amazon integration, Shopify Bluetooth. I don't see anything on their like Wikipedia about eBay.
No, I guess they didn't buy them out, but they use the same.
It says that Amazon closed their web stores and selected Shopify as their preferred provider. So maybe that was it.
Maybe
an Amazon partner.
Yeah, something. I remember something about how eBay and Shopify were like hand in hand. Maybe they just partnered or something.
Yeah, that might be. I did think it was a little bit odd that they were there and being like, hey, take the products that you sell on eBay and put them on our site and sell them there instead. Like, that's very much what the whole spiel was.
Totally was the spiel, because they gave it to me and I was like, why are you here?
But I was like, tell me more though.
They're like, wow,
there's a lot of vintage products
awesome.
That
70% on your
yeah.
I found an article.
The money you could save.
This is from July last year. Shopify adding eBay as a sales channel. And it says something about Shopify integration with eBay will include immediate syncing of inventory, product title, description, price, etc. Orders made on eBay will also be imported directly to Shopify for fulfillment. So they're doing the dance for. I mean, I don't know if they bought them, but they're doing some intimate things together.
Yeah, they're doing stuff together. I wonder if they will buy them.
Yeah, eventually, I'm sure. But Shopify is actually, I've done some.
They don't own. Like eBay is very like conservative and like they're not. It's hard for me to believe that they would give up any sort of like market privilege to any platform that they didn't have some interest in. That's just like how they own tons of tiny weird ass companies. Like they are extremely diversified, and all these people who are like eBay's time, like they have no idea that eBay is actually a conglomeration of like a couple hundred companies probably at this point. So like that stock value isn't just eBay. It is all these companies that they've acquired to diversify, right?
So I'm going to see if I can like do this like as we speak and figure out how to get it set up with.
Yeah, shake it, baby.
That is so exciting.
Yeah, I'm really excited. And as I was telling them, like, there's a lot of products that I like, vintage products that I sell that on eBay, you know, people are looking for a good deal. And I don't necessarily want to sell these vintage products for, you know, $15, $20. And I want to sell them directly, you know, on Instagram or in other places where I feel like they could get more money. She's like, oh, that's exactly what you need then. So I think it would be cool. I've been wanting those clickable links for forever. And I finally figured out, I think, how to do it. So.
That's exciting, Kayla.
It is. There you go. You want to know like one of the things I was most excited about? It was that, and it has little to nothing to do with eBay. Oops.
I mean, I feel like I sell a lot of things directly to people. That's not. What are the fees like on that sort of thing?
It's $30 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it can be more depending how big and how much access you want to all the, you know, stuff they have available. And then I believe it's a pretty small percentage for the payment processing.
I'm
trying.
Sorry, I'm like looking at it now. This is really cool.
It looks like also right now there's a promotion like of how they're tied together. I'm not exactly sure how to get it, but if you sign up through Shopify to sell on eBay, if that makes sense, like to link it, you get 3 free months of. You have to set up for a premium store on eBay, but you would get 3 free months.
Interesting.
So they're
partnering somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're giving each other a kickback. There's no way. Like, eBay doesn't just do things because they're nice.
Oh.
Where do you guys order business cards from?
I just ordered some from, what is that shitty one? I was going to tell you not to do it. I would recommend Moo if I had to recommend.
Moo is really good.
The only reason I didn't go with Moo is because they couldn't get them fast enough. I wanted some for eBay Open, and I did get some cards from whatever it is, the other big one. And the color is totally wrong. Vistaprint. Even though I use like PMS colors in my images, they did not match them correctly. And it's not like I hate it. It's just not exactly what I wanted. So when I get them reprinted, I'm just going to go through Moo, and they'll be much nicer quality also.
I want to get I want to get cards to put into my Poshmark orders.
Moo makes all sorts of cards too, not just business cards. They make like little cute square cards that you can get. And...
So one of the funniest things that Joe ever did, you want to know? You guys, I might have shown you them already. Joe once had these cards made up, and they were like the little squares. And on the front, they would have like cute, funny pictures, right? Like a pig wearing rain boots. And then on the back, and he would like give them to people at bars, right? The back, it would say, "Stop talking." That was like one of the best things Joe ever made.
I'm surprised he doesn't still have those.
Give them to people that were annoying him.
I love that.
No one else thinks it's funny.
I do.
That's
Fuck
all.
everybody else. Fuck them. Fuck them. Oh, it says Facebook is reviewing my shop. It can take. So I guess it's got to connect through Facebook also, because Facebook and Instagram are like, So I guess they have to review it. But I literally have one item on here, so I can't imagine they're going to be that disappointed in me.
What is like the normal price for cards?
It all depends on how crazy you want them printed.
Ooh, do you guys want to, like, I did it, oh, my phone's dead. Okay, my phone's going to charge in a second. Like, people ask me questions on Instagram, and I want to, like, either I need somebody to help me figure out how to answer
So
them.
when you ask a question, it shows up here, right?
Yes.
And then you click on it. I don't have any, or I'd show you, but you click on it, and it takes you to a little section where you can answer them.
It doesn't do that on mine.
Oh. Well,
also, I couldn't figure out how to do the whole question part of things.
But you figured that part out now.
Yeah. Under duress.
Poor thing.
What were we talking about? I'm sorry. I totally
Business cards.
Oh, I think like you should be able to get like 100 business cards for $10.
Yeah, but they're going to be shitty ones. If you want nice ones, you're going to pay more money for that.
I want them to go into Poshmark packages.
But do you want them to be cute, or do you just want them to say, like, Nicole State, here's my links,
I think that it is the biggest waste of my money.
I disagree. Well, I guess...
People ask me if I have a business card from now on. I say, do you have Instagram? And if they say no, I'm like, oh.
Well, I think inside of my package, it's a waste of my money because people open the package and they throw out the crap.
I don't agree.
You actually like read this
Well,
stuff?
what's the art? Let's get businessy. What's the ROI? Are you having repeat customers? Is it causing people to come back to your store?
I was gonna say, give them an incentive on the card. Give them an incentive, a coupon code or something.
Well, has anybody done it? And has anybody done that? Anybody?
Yeah, so I started putting the eBay affiliate barcode thing on all of my boxes because Reezy inspired me to do that shit, and nobody used it. Like, I send out hundreds of packages every week. Nobody scanned it. Nobody used it. And I was like, I'm not going
I
to
don't
do it.
think a lot of people do that.
Oh, but you know what I will do is the thing that Reezy does, where it's a QR code and then it goes to a little video of me personally thanking them for buying their package.
That is fucking awesome. Like, that's not.
But nobody. Who the fuck uses QR codes? Wait. No, who uses QR codes anymore?
Nobody.
Nobody. Who's gonna tell? Like, when's the last time you got your phone?
It's on your phone automatically. You just open up your camera now, and you literally just hold it over the thing, and it's.
I don't think most people even know that.
You have to make it like a mystery box. Like, scan this for the mystery.
I would rather see.
People don't know that you can just use your camera. I didn't know that.
I would put that. I would say, open your camera, hold it over this for a special message or some shit. But I think that
I would want to keep it simple, stupid. And I would say, put a code on there. And if someone sent this to me, I would be into it. That says, like, you know, thank you, whatever, code for X% off. Or mention blank next time you make a purchase, and I will give you free shipping. Because I know Poshmark doesn't give you the option to do, like, a discount code. But I would say if you do something like that, like, mention X next time you make a purchase, and I will offer you free shipping.
No, I'm doing the QR. I'm going to test this. I'm going to do a little video, and I can see, because I can do it on YouTube, and I can make it to where the link is only for, right? And I'll see how many people actually scan the.
Do it, because no one used, like, for like hundreds of packages, like, I didn't get any affiliate money.
Like, I don't think QR codes are the way to go. I think that technology is.
So every single badge at eBay Open had a QR code on it, right? That you could scan, and it would send you to, like, that person's profile or something. I don't know. I saw one person doing it. One.
Yeah, even in an environment where it's like
code was to prove they talk to you about whatever their product was.
So it was only for
anywhere else because I scanned them, and it was a code that was entered into a secondary database.
Next question. This is important, and I want everyone to answer separately, one at a time. What Facebook is dying? What is the next platform? Elliot.
MySpace.
I think of that people don't know about, or that's just out there.
It might be out there already. It might be.
I really think Instagram is the strongest platform out there right now.
Instagram's going to die too within the next 2 to 3 years. So, what is the platform that we should all be on right now that will take? That will be able to be on.
Instagram is going to die in 2 to 3 years.
What?
Why would you say Instagram is going to die in 2 or 3 years?
Because social media platforms have a lifespan. Facebook is going to die off.
How long Twitter's been around?
20 years, dude.
Twitter's dying off too.
I completely disagree with you. I don't use Twitter.
Twitter's dying.
Well, Twitter already. Twitter, I think Twitter already reached
the nails are in the coffin of Facebook, and they have been for a very long time.
I think Instagram will die just like all the other platforms do. I think everything has a lifespan. I think what happens is people get comfortable on their platform, and the older generation takes over it, and it becomes something that the younger generation doesn't want to like anymore. And like my kid today was like, who's Will Smith, right? And I was like, because I showed him a Will Smith Instagram. And I was thinking, like, you don't know who Will Smith is, and you won't care about Instagram either.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And so Instagram will die. Des will not download Instagram as his app of social choice when he's 16.
I think when he's 16, whatever the app of choice is probably doesn't exist yet.
Apps don't exist anymore. There are no apps. It's like totally like there were no apps when Facebook started. Like the concept of app didn't exist because when Facebook started, nobody was on mobile. Well, so like you are talking about like concepts that like you want to be a billionaire, you want to be a millionaire, you want to be a mogul, you want to be whatever. Start developing those concepts.
I think what it will be, because I saw a little bit of this is like virtual reality.
Yeah, I think augmented reality is more relevant.
Well, yeah, that's what it is.
Like even that stuff, like I don't see, like virtual reality has been around much longer than most people think.
No, but that wasn't
It hasn't been
virtual reality. It was like
it hasn't been adopted.
there has never been virtual reality because reality is not virtual. Reality.
Oh, fuck up. We're talking about the goggles you put on your face. You're going to
not cross paths. So it's virtual reality is a misnomer because it doesn't exist. AR, augmented reality, is the closest step to virtual reality that there is, and it will take the place of what virtual reality is.
What's augmented reality?
Augmented reality is like, okay, so I overlay digital on like something, like
a good example of that is like Google Lens. Like if you take your phone, like there's an application that if you're in a foreign country and there's a sign that you can't read, you can hold your phone up to it and it will translate it in real time.
Oh yeah.
That's augmented reality.
I'm talking about the same thing. So like I saw this thing and it was like you could do the similar thing and it was like your body. So you were shopping at a store and you could hold up your phone and like you would be trying the dress, like the dress would be on your body.
That's the same concept. Again,
and then but your phone was like projecting a like thingy. What is that called? Like a person of you.
A hologram.
A hologram, I think, will actually happen where you can produce a hologram of yourself.
Maybe. I just don't see like
Nicole was a hologram.
Like Oculus.
She is. She's not real.
I've made a hologram of myself. Like I did it. I went to this thing and like they did a hologram of me and like it was insane. And I don't see why that technology isn't what's going to actually happen.
I think
not for the things you're probably thinking of. Things for like I'm trying on clothes and like that's what it, you know what I mean? Like I can see the whole thing and like things like that. Not necessarily to like go and visit your aunt. Like.
Dude, that's gonna be crazy shit. Where you go visit your relatives who have fucking died in AR.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that documentary.
What was that?
There's a documentary that's already happening. It's already a thing.
Ugh.
Crazy.
People basically are building like legacies where they're doing all this like they're developing it, right? So like it's not out there quite yet, but the living people who know they're going to die are trying to leave behind footprints of themselves. And so
why? Nobody I don't want to hit people. Oh. No, I'm being a little cynical, but it's just people want to live forever. This is the human problem.
Forever, dude.
What?
I think that is like
people want to live forever. People don't want to die. People are afraid of death. People want to live forever, and if they can project themselves into a VR system so their loved ones can hang out with them, that's like a first step towards. I don't know. I don't think like VR is ever really going to take off. I don't think augmented reality is going to take off. I think eventually people are just going to want to plug in to a fucking matrix. That's where I think everything will eventually go. Like somebody's going to figure out.
That's what VR is, though. That's what you're. So your idea of what VR is, what virtual reality is like a misnomer based on like 90s technology. Right. Virtual reality is just that. Virtual reality. Like we might be living in virtual reality now.
Yeah, there's a simulation theory that we're living in a simulation, and there's all these proofs and shit. Like I don't fucking know. I'm not that smart, and I don't have the time to think about it. But but I mean, Nicole, back to your thing is like I think you're from a platform standpoint, it's like remember what like a year ago or a year and a half ago when everything was like Snapchat, everybody was freaking out about it and people were doing the fake thing and and now like, when's the fucking last time you heard about Snapchat? Nobody fucking talks about it because it's like probably going into the graveyard of.
Does anybody on this panel use Snapchat?
No. I did for a little bit, a very short.
No, but I do know a lot of people who use it that are younger than me and who actually use it, and they don't use sites like Instagram or Facebook.
Right.
So
maybe Snapchat is what is replacing Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that shit for now. But I don't think it's going to have the staying power.
I think they have the same format, and that format will die.
Yeah. I think Facebook is a beast, though, from the simple fact that like me and my generation, our generation or whatever, have just dumped so much of our lives into it. We've made such an investment that it's hard to walk away from it. I mean, I definitely don't use it as much as I do it as much as I used to, but I still like every day I go back to Facebook just to.
I don't use it at all. I only use it. I have an account only because there's some relatives that I have that are only on there, so I have to use it to message them. I don't use it to do anything else.
Yeah, I don't really post anymore. I just go back to kind of look and. I mean, what are your guys' main social media? Huh?
Instagram.
Instagram is my main communication platform.
Nicole, what did you say?
Oh, I thought we were going to ask, what do you think is coming next?
Oh, no, what's your main now?
Now, Instagram for sure.
I think that Google is going to come forward with a product that just takes everything and like there's either an apparatus or not, and it's like, this is what you're talking about.
Google Plus is coming back, baby.
Yeah,
just
baby.
Hold on to it.
Like,
not plus.
Not a social media.
Why do you think it's Google though, and not someone like Apple or another company?
Because Apple doesn't care about commerce. Apple cares about development.
Here's what kind of platform would make you guys give a fuck about number one, it's like I'm pushing 40 years old now. I could give a fuck about the next platform that comes out.
There was a platform that started to come out. I heard the name of it, and I actually everyone was like, get on this platform because you could do like everything on it, and it was really streamlined and like.
That's
really
exactly
cool.
what I was just about to say. Somebody like Google is going to come up with this thing where it's like.
Well, Corey, I think that there was some conspiracy with this shit because one day it was really cool and it got really big in like a week and like everyone was talking about it. It was like the hot app, literally.
Oh yeah, what is it? You had it on my phone like Voo Voo Bagoo.
Yes.
Was it?
And then there was like, no, the founder of this company is a horrible person and doesn't pay their employees. I never saw proof of that. I just saw people talking about it, but people listened to other people on the internet, so everyone deactivated their accounts. And part of me wonders if like that, I don't know. But there was always a part of me that was like, was that real? Or did like someone just start that rumor to like kill competition?
Absolutely. They killed that platform. What was it called?
But that platform was going to work.
No.
It could have. It had potential to.
It was just like Instagram 2.0. That's why I had no idea about the thing you're talking about. And I was like, why do I need another platform that just does what this one already does?
Well, what do you guys value in the platforms that you guys use the most? What makes it even?
Here's what I valued before is that Instagram was simple. Now Instagram is starting, and I think this is what will kill Instagram. They're doing too much.
Like social
media,
media
like the stories and the IGTV and
I want to use it with this.
Nobody gives a fuck about IGTV, by the way.
The social media platform was called Vero, VERO.
Yes,
it sounds familiar.
eBay, horrible. The name was terrible because it inspires fear.
Well, among us, I don't think most other people know what that means, but.
I thought it was a bad name. I thought it was a bad platform, and I thought it was being shoved down everybody's throats. and I joined it out of like FOMO only. And then I was like, wow, this is like worse than Instagram. Like, I don't even want to deal with this.
It didn't work from day one. That was part of the problem.
Like, you were like, Kayla was on there. I was too. And it was like a ghost town.
And nothing was posting. Nothing would work.
We didn't have anybody to throw shit. Like, we just threw it to each other because there was nobody else there. Reezy came hard on that shit too, by the way. Like, he was like promoting.
Well, there are people who are big in social media who, anytime something pops up, it's important for them to get on it because what if that is the next big thing? So that's what I think. How people find what the next big thing is they literally throw everything at the wall and see what sticks.
Is it low?
Crazy messages me at least once a week and tells me to do something social media related.
The last post is you at the eBay thing, look, and Reezy. I mean, this is hilarious.
Yeah, because it got
March 14th.
Which was like 2 weeks after it launched.
I'm probably, I feel myself slowly slipping away from giving a fuck about any social media platform because I'm not.
Maybe social media becomes irrelevant because nobody cares about social media anymore because they get fed up with all the bullshit. Is Dave sleeping over there?
No, he's working. It looks like.
Also, I mean, in essence, also social media has become this platform that forces people to perform for an audience that they don't really know.
Yes, dude, it's like I am a puppy. Like, where is my treat? Like,
yeah, it's
I'm not that kind of guy.
I won't take full credit for that comment because that was actually something that the comedian Bo Burnham.
Yeah.
So he had this like amazing, maybe his last comedy special. He had this amazing segment where he's just like social media has turned all these people into actors and actresses who are performing every day for an audience like that they don't necessarily
can't connect with, really. Yeah,
like it's just, like who are we? I give zero fucks about what anybody thinks about me, but the generation that's coming up, it seems like all they care about is what other people think of them, and if they don't have X amount of followers, it reflects on their like personal worth. I mean, that's where we're going, is this really fucking dark place where social media
defines your existence.
No, it really does.
There were certain signals of that at this conference that like startled me. I'm really serious about that. Like, people are trusting more in somebody's following than their actual purpose, meaning, or accomplishments. And I was like, what the fuck is like? Am I in like this? Like, what is this? The Hunger Games?
Dude, I took like a couple days ago. I was flipping through. I like to browse YouTube for like stuff I like to watch. I like to watch some thrifting stuff. I like to watch car stuff. I like to watch outdoorsy backpacking shit.
Yeah.
And I hopped on the trending list.
Oh my God, it's cancer.
Stepped on Mars. Like,
it's cancer.
Cancerous. Like these weird, androgynous, perfectly made up boys and girls acting like absolute narcissistic psychos in public.
What?
Like, just I mean, it's the what's that fucking idiot's name? The Disney, what's this guy? The guy who filmed the suicide in China.
Yeah,
Logan?
Paul
Logan
something.
Paul.
Yeah,
it's this weird Logan Paul. Like, these kids have like lost all. They don't know how to interact with people.
They're constantly talking to themselves.
They have no tact or they just it's just
They,
really
they don't understand the social aspect.
Because
right?
all they've known, like they're so young that all they've known is this performance art thing that these people have made up on YouTube and these social media channels to be like, I don't even know. It's exhausting. And
Sounds exhausting.
I hate it.
This has been Old People Chat with all of us.
Salt chat.
Brought to you by Gold Bond Medicated Powder.
Brought to you by Kayla's Pink Himalayan Salt.
I'm not that salty.
You're salty as fuck.
Am I a salty person? Do I have a salty personality?
You are salty.
Mike says no.
Wait, he changed.
Mike,
why did you change your t-shirt? He changed his t-shirt. Why did you change?
He showered. I can smell. He
Mike
smells good.
loves you. I just tolerate you.
Good job.
Can you not do that, please?
Yes, do that.
I feel like our views are going up while he.
Yeah, I know. I feel like
look, we just got 97 downvotes.
We got the algorithm.
Wow.
We got
like. Good night, Nicole.
Good night.
Bye,
Thank
Nicole.
Nicole. I'm going to bed too.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah. We've got first date sales in the morning. This was supposed to be a short show, but I guess that never happened.
That didn't happen.
That was 3 hours, guys.
I know.
Yeah, baby.
3 hours. Thanks everybody for watching. The show is definitely growing. Don't interact. This is here for as long as if you're a troll, we're gonna make fun of you. So if you like that, just come on and let us berate you. It'll be great.
Bring it on.
If you have something to communicate to the community, the people who watch this show, the people who interact with this show, it's not a club. Dave, is this a club?
No, not at all.
It is.
Anyone to come together, you can get on here and just sleep for a little bit if you want.
We don't care.
Dave's like, I'm too tired to talk. Dave, it was good to see you, buddy. Elliot, I love you. Kayla, I love you. Dave, I love you. I don't even know you, but I love you.
Wow.
We'll see you guys later.
Love you guys. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.